Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Review. And I messed up slightly because when Bond gave me those new starting soon pages, I got a little bit overexcited and deleted the starting soon one that I had normally that I recorded from StreamYard itself. Um, I was also yesterday cleared my storage a bunch due to D&D, so I don't think I even have the original files anymore. So, I now have a gacha-themed starting soon screen meant to go along with the gacha-themed starting soon, countdown, I mean, of the starting soon screen. I have got a gacha-themed countdown going along with the gacha-themed starting soon screen without, thinking that, yes, that's not the only things that I review anymore. I, in fact, do other things. Case in point, the subject of today. I have a bit of an interesting history with, I guess, Deltarune in general, and I suppose to a large degree Undertale and Toby Fox and etc. Going back to the days when Undertale, ruled the internet, in no short terms. Uh, so the fandom content was what, spurred it on in general. All the different fan comics, there were sequels and spin-offs of each other. Just that the Man on the Internet project of Undertale the musical, one of my favorite endeavors of the internet in general, just on a basic principle, because I love musicals, you know me. And of course, there were a number of Minecraft roleplays around the time that were themed around Undertale, including one by Newscape Pro that I actually never actually saw the full thing of, even though I really intended to. I suppose because it was going through the game itself, there was, you know, the draw was, I guess, the star power of the people involved, etc. So, depending on one's opinion of, like, those people in general, I suppose, is this whether or not I would recommend that specific series. That's not the point. Sometime later, of course, Toby Fox did actually, get a bunch of questions like, oh, what's the next game or something? Are you going to do any other games? And I believe he said something along um, the lines of, I feel like Undertale was the other game that I had in me. Anything that I would do after that would be exclusively compared to it. And I almost did not see the point. I'm paraphrasing heavily, of course. So, of course, Deltarune came out. And and this one I actually did something that I didn't do with Undertale, aside from like consuming the different media and such. The most I ever got involved with like actually making Undertale content was a random cooperative idea that we had for the Butter Bunch at one point that had one episode and never got released, I don't think. And way back in 2015, Phoenix Diamondite did an Undertale series that then got purged from the internet because, of course, it did. I was supposed to be the voice of Papyrus in episode 8 of that, but that recording got corrupted, and I never got to, attempt it again. So yeah. But in terms of Deltarune, I actually did, in fact, instigate a playthrough of my own. But that was on the Spanish channel that I had with some of my IRL friends, the one that fizzled out because none of them were, committed. None of them were really into YouTube in the same way that I was. So I ended up being the only person making content for it. This is of course before the Butter Bunch, where we kind of take turns being, the sole person posting. Speaking of the Butter Bunch, I suppose that is a good segue into tonight's guest, who did in fact have an Undertale Let's Play, which I don't know if is still around or not. It could be, it could not be. I guess we'll just have to ask the person herself. So how about that, baby?
And boy, do I have a lot to say. I look, okay. Okay, I'm gonna be totally transparent with you guys. I have always kind of played up the whole like I hate gacha stuff for a very long time, right? And that is true, right? I really don't like gacha, and I never really have. But I was willing to pop on the streams quite frequently, just because the dynamic was fun, and there'd be wacky new things. But I feel like it started to get to the point of being too stale, which is why I just simply haven't been showing up on this channel that much at this point. Because it's just a lot of gacha, and I feel like I've seen the same story 500 times at this point. You know, there's not really any new jokes I got in me.
I guess there's also the fact that we did Butter Bunch reactions at that time anyway. This kind of like got the fix of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was fiending, you know, but it's okay. We had Butter Bunch. This being said, however, boy, do I like Deltarune and Undertale. And actually, if it's been a while since you've played, Jacob, I would suggest doing it at some point this year. They're releasing a new chapter, chapter 5. We're about halfway through, and I just remember what channel we're on. Can't swear.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like if there was not much, the game itself wasn't. Okay, fine, yeah. All right.
No, I mean the channel. I mean the game itself does have a decent bit of swearing now, but not like every 5 seconds. But no, it's escalated quite a bit. The story's really starting to show itself. It's really solid at this point. I would suggest giving it another run through at some point. But
we should probably do a little Butter Bunch then.
Yeah, that'd be fun. But yeah, I'm really curious about how this is gonna go because okay. When Jacob paraphrased the Toby Fox comment, that is technically true. What he was referring to, though, was more so about public reception. You'd be interested to know that the reason Undertale existed, right? That was his first full game. In fact, you'll see a lot of programmers and coders really just be like, you know, it's a fantastic game. The coding is slop. It's terrible. It's so many just if-then statements. It's miserable to look at. But it was his first game, and it was fantastic, so who cares? The reason he made it was because prior to Undertale, he had a dream about the end of Deltarune, and he wanted to see if he could make that into a reality, but he wanted to start out with something smaller, Undertale. Once it released, that's when he started working on Deltarune full-time. Deltarune is also, I'm curious to see how they handle Chris in particular. Because where Undertale is all about the matter of choice and the freedom of it, Deltarune is a mirror of it in that it is also about choice, but more so about the lack of it. And
there is one thing I remember from the beginning of Deltarune, which is that when you input your player's name or whatever,
yeah, the vessel,
then like disregards that entirely and says, you know, your name is Chris, you don't get a choice. Fantastic.
Correct. And Chris, as you'll see, are we allowed to say spoilers in this? What's the?
Well, I mean, the video is 41 minutes, so there's a good chance that whatever you end up discussing will come up in the video itself.
It's fair. But I am excited to see how they handle Chris because Chris hates the themes of Deltarune. They despise the fact that they have no choice. They hate it so.
I imagine.
Sure, and but they hate it so much that my little theory is I'm 99% sure Chris is going to be a boss battle at some point. Like, so I'm super curious about how they characterize Chris in this, because they could have Chris be a bit more passive, or they could play a little bit more into the increasing aggression.
Okay, so in that case, I suppose, question for you. Because I know you haven't obviously not like you would partake in the gacha streams anyway, if you like just as a watcher. I imagine that would get stale after a while. In terms of the content of the Minecraft content, have you been keeping up with Freak Show, the series?
I've not. I have not.
Okay, because this is a video by the same person who made that. And the character they play in that series goes by Rev Venet. It's not a subtle pun in the slightest. And yeah, like Rev's whole thing in that series is the fact that he is trapped inside of this school that he feels inside does not belong in, despite the fact that he's revealed to be the Revenant that was, that people have figured out he was anyway. And constantly like either clapping back at a bunch of other people or trying to incentivize them to, not be passive observers and actually take a stance. So that seems to really align with what you're saying about Chris. So if, presuming that Chris is going to be played by the same person, yeah, we might be in safe hands there.
Chris is canonically non-binary. Chris can be played by any person.
That's not my point. My point is the creator of the video is one of those like first person perspective. Well, it shifts into third person sometimes. That's but it's that perspective. So it's usually like again, it's the type of Minecraft roleplay where the creator, the person recording, is the main character. So if that's the case again, then we're in safe hands in terms of characterization. However, I'm not sure that depends. Even if maybe we're not. Maybe Rexiipher's not playing Chris. Maybe he was actually playing somebody else who's in Chris's position, similar to how I used to write fanfics back in the day.
Or alternatively, what they could do is, and we haven't. So in the game's context, right? We saw this in Undertale as well, where the player also exists within the meta narrative, right? This transfers over to Deltarune as well. We obviously haven't seen the soul communicate or anything because it's us, but I could see a possibility where Chris is the technical protagonist of this, but the creator might play as the soul if they want to dive into that, because you don't have the gameplay elements anymore.
Yeah, well, where you have the gameplay elements of Minecraft allowing you to visualize that. So from an editing level, I guess if there's any creator that could probably pull that off somehow, it would be Rexiipher, but I don't know. Yeah, what I was mainly getting at was that yes, we're in safe hands characterization wise if we do indeed get Chris as our main character. However, I guess that also means that we're getting a repeat of Rev from Rexiipher specifically. So this might be a case of, I mean, it runs the risk of, I guess, is self-typecasting a thing? I guess it probably is. So, in terms of variety for a new show on the same channel, we might there might be a little bit of an element of danger there. So I'm gonna look out for that. I guess you look out for the Deltarune stuff, and then William, who I guess had just showed up here, can
what's up?
vibe with us.
I'm here, and I actually have interest in Deltarune because I've not played it yet.
Oh, okay. So William and I are gonna bicker about Deltarune then this entire stream. I know really how this is gonna play out.
William is gonna be like the Aiden for today. Yeah.
No, because William actually knows a little bit about what he's talking about.
Not much, but I know at least Deltarune exists, and I know some things, not everything. So I'll just be here.
All right, fair enough. In that case, let's be here and shift over to the video itself. So without further ado, on with the review.
By the way, I have no idea who this creator is or anything. I haven't been keeping up with some of the streams, so...
Oh, well, you in particular would probably really enjoy the show that we've been watching from the same creator.
Okay, immediately I want to see...
I mean, for the animation aspect alone, obviously, but yeah.
I can tell this is already Blockbuster, which is good.
I want to see if Chris has their cage in the corner here, because they're in their room.
I don't know if they do.
All right. Well, if we get a full shot, then I guess we'll see.
Noelle isn't mad. She just got scared,
you
know?
Wow, already bringing in Noelle that quick? Okay, first line.
Well, Noelle Noelle is from Chris's childhood. They mention
like a flashback.
Yeah, well, it is because the person who's talking next to them is Azrael. And in the very first chapter, they mention that Azrael is gone for college, which is also part of the implied internal conflict with Chris, which is that not only has their control and self-existence been stripped away from them, and they're becoming increasingly angry about it. Their closest family member just left, and it's writing right off the heels of that.
And also, as I'm pretty sure in the Deltarune, Asgore and Toriel broke up, so.
All right. Well,
and the
that happened in
divorce.
Undertale too.
Yeah, but in this case, but in Undertale, you kind of had the superficial fantasy element of it. Here, it's a lot more grounded in home life. So you feel the weight of divorced parents.
I always got the impression from Undertale that it started that way, but we just saw the aftermath of it as a stranger.
No, absolutely. Yeah, it's just Undertale focused so much on the fantasy elements that you don't really get it. But as a family member who has already existed and has not just been randomly kidnapped by Goat Mom, you have to actually experience this.
Fair enough. All right. So general conclusion is it does seem like we are but this is a series featuring the actual characters are not and not OCs from Rexiipher themselves. So okay, which also works.
I know you were just playing around. The ketchup arm blood thing, that was pretty creative.
That sounds exactly like what Camila Noseda said to Luz.
You shouldn't punish yourself, Chris. Everyone's having fun down.
Like the props and sets in this. I also like the use of the Minecraft skins to actually
HD skins,
add, external texture. Yeah,
I actually like how they actually custom modeled stuff for Azrael to look more like he does in the game.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I didn't phrase it properly.
And I have, this might be a critique. We'll see if things change, but already we have Chris's silence, which, from what we've seen, Chris used to talk more often, especially at this point, right? Yeah. There is a clear breaking point that everyone except for Chris addresses, and the new friends like Susie, right? Because Susie didn't know Chris at that time. But Chris broke at some point, and Chris was not always this silent. Admittedly, this is an emotional moment, so maybe. What I do want to praise on the offhand is the statement, you shouldn't punish yourself, which I'm curious about if we go into, because... Yeah. Okay, Undertale is theoretically darker, obviously, because you have the genocide route, right? Yep. But Deltarune, because of its... Yes, but because of Deltarune has a darker path, but it's not as extreme. But the real darkness of it is the very human aspect, and especially the last two chapters, we've seen one character in particular, not Chris, but one character in particular have, like, deep depressive episodes. So Deltarune is not afraid of getting into these very deep topics, and I'm very curious about how they handle this, if they're wanting to go into the idea.
If they go the normal route or the other route.
No, not even just the routes. I'm curious about their characterization of these characters and how we deal with their mental illness in a state where they really just can't do anything about it. Like, the positions they're put in, they can't do much.
Since you mentioned that idea, I'm gonna go back to like what I was saying before about my concerns about like the characters of Chris and Rev being too similar. That is one thing that differentiates them significantly. You know, while Chris is very silent nowadays, Rev will kick and scream for as long as he's allowed to before he's knocked unconscious.
That is not Chris. That is not
Chris. On that level, they would be different. I am wondering if that's just the Rexiipher flavor. If there's any reason that Chris's vocalization changes, it will probably be because of that. Just to preemptively warn you.
Don't you want to have fun too? Oh, you
hello.
I think you dropped this.
Okay, so in that case, that is now an actual critique. Now, I wasn't sure if maybe I would be rebutted like immediately, and by that like nonverbal response, it's clear. Yeah, they have made Chris a mute a little bit too early. I don't love that.
Right.
But...
You really like that thing, huh? You do realize you don't have to have horns to be a dreamer, right?
See, if this were AFMAL, this would be like, goes
that
will fake ears cultural appropriation thing, but
we're driving by this way too quick.
Well, no, what's nice is this is in the actual game, actually. Toriel mentions
I guess as much, yeah.
Yeah, Toriel mentions, because Chris is obviously adopted. And so, again, adding to, another reason why Chris is a little bit of a broken character. You have all these things happening, and also they literally don't belong in this family blood-wise, right? They are not biologically their child.
Meh.
So there is also an aspect of being an outsider.
I can only imagine it's hard being the only human in a town full of monsters. But this is your hometown.
A human in all monster school. See, this is Gotcha after all.
Chris.
So, yeah. It's Gotcha, just smoother animation. Gotcha,
You
but
just-
smoother animation. That's what this
Probably
is. Yeah.
just insulted out the community for that statement.
There, you know, you know that if Gacha had a bigger fan base, or like the games had by and large existed around the time Undertale's heyday, there would be far more fandom contents of that nature.
We already get enough as it is.
Oh yeah. I actually know what I don't trust there not to have been not to have been tons of font cess content with the prolonged heat wave. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So probably for the best that didn't happen.
Not alone. We love you. The holidays love you. I love you. I couldn't ask for a better sibling. So, it's going to be okay, all right?
See, if I didn't know about this being based on source material, I would immediately say in this scenario that Asriel was going to die. Something's like, yes, I'll always be here. I love you. You will always have me. Nothing is going to happen to me specifically.
They could change it,
Don't
I
worry.
suppose.
Main character in a flashback.
2 seconds later gets shot.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They could change it, but it's a bit more relatable to have him just move from college from bad circumstances.
It is. It is.
But they could change it.
That's what I'm saying. If this were anything other than Deltarune, that's what I would be saying right now. I was like, oh well, he's dead.
I thought you were about to mention the holidays. Because
No.
out of context, the phrase "the holidays love you" is just really goofy.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I was like, did I mishear
Well, no,
that?
and no, you absolutely heard right. So, okay, I guess I'll say what I was kind of expecting to say to Jacob. No, the holidays is a family name. The mayor of the town is a holiday. What's your face? Shoot. Girl Louis said earlier. Oh, she was mentioned too early. The one that got the ketchup sprayed. Why am I forgetting her name?
Noelle?
She's super important.
I think.
Noelle. Yes. Noelle is a holiday, actually.
I mean, that does make sense. Her name is
actually,
literally
yeah.
Christmas,
No, it's
so
coming back to me, yeah.
Christmas holiday, I guess. Classic.
Yes.
Now it's coming back to me, yeah.
Noelle. Jingle,
Hello, Ghost Kitty.
jangle,
Oh,
hey,
all of
Chris,
their
jingle,
names are
that
puns.
it's been
All
so
of their names are
recent.
puns.
Yeah. No, yeah. I absolutely.
I wouldn't be surprised if Sans
Carol,
named them all.
Carol, I want to
Every
say
time
is
I
actually her
hear
mom.
Noelle, I just think of the Santa Claus Goes to High School from Star Kid.
Oh.
Yeah, William, I don't think you've seen this. I know BB for sure has, because she was there at the time, when I showed it to her. But yeah, Santa Claus Goes to High School is a play within a play by Team Star Kid.
Oh, Lord. Okay, I can tell they have the better light spot on for extra volumetrics there.
The mother is Carol.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, so they have 2 Christmas themed ones. Oh, that's a missed opportunity.
No, yeah, as I said, they are all puns. Yes, you have Noelle.
Well, yeah,
Holiday,
but they're
you
all
have
puns. But
Carol
okay,
Holiday.
but if the last name is Holiday, they'd be a bit more creative. Call one of them Patrick or something. Like I don't
Well,
know. A little bit
guess so.
restrictive. If I
a
would
different
think.
holiday, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's a bit too late now, I think, but
What?
Well, okay. Obviously, it's thing like with all my reviews is what Yukiso never got. When we say things on these reactions, obviously I'm not saying like, yes, go back in time and change them. It's more of a case of like, missed opportunity.
So we're already hinting towards this.
What happened?
really.
Chris.
Oh.
Oh, we have the
You
suspense sting.
promised. Chris!
Possibly Christmas.
That one's a pun. That one's just a joke from chat, to be clear.
Yeah.
That would be a crazy twist, though, if they reveal Chris was actually born from the holidays.
Okay.
Tim!
Was just
That's absolutely Tim!
Okay, well, he speaks. Or they speak.
Okay, so hold on, but hold on. By the way, so I guess now are we able to see the cage in this room? Now that's a bit lighter. Should we look out for that?
It's a different spot.
It's a different room, so
well, it's a different
no
spot
cage
in the
then.
room. I think it's still meant to be the same room. It's just redecorated.
this looks more like how it
If
does
you
in the
do not
game.
wake up, we will be late for school.
Well, congratulations, he's awake. You're looking at
I
him.
don't love the voice acting there. Toriel's not that.
If you do not wake up, we will be late for school.
Yeah.
The thing is, she's
It
just
sounds
not...
like it sounds like the younglings in Revenge of the Sith. What are we going to do?
Yeah, well, the thing
Pulls
is,
out the
Toriel's just,
lightsaber right in
like,
front of them.
like, she can be firm, but I don't see her being like this aggressive in this circumstance.
Yeah.
Maybe not after what just happened. Supposing we are at the same point in the
Give me
timeline.
that attitude. It is not my fault you spent all morning.
Bruh.
I'm sorry.
Interesting way of
the
walking.
way that she side-shuffled in.
Look at that back. Let's go back to look at that real quick, just to make sure I'm not losing it. Oh, boy.
She's doing a good boogie on her way in. She's just shuffling.
Oh, yeah, no, hold on. There you go.
Do not
She got
give
those
me that
gold
attitude.
tips
It is not
wanging.
my fault.
I
you
see
spent
what
all
they were
morning.
trying to do here to make her not clip through the walls of the door, but it just looks so just a bit ridiculous.
Hey,
Yeah,
here's
you know,
a crazy
at least
idea.
this one was born out of just Minecraft mechanics. It's not as bad as that time in Phoenix Shop Days when Hunter came in, shuffling his arms like this, breaking all of his bones.
Oh
That was probably
no!
my favorite, weird thing from a Minecraft
Here's a
visual.
wild one, all right. Look, if you're gonna have facial expressions, maybe when she's walking right there in the doorway, maybe just cut to Chris's reaction. Crazy
I think we do
idea.
like a second later, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think we just cut away from Chris, so maybe we could held on them for a bit longer, but I don't know.
In bed. Now hurry up and get ready. I will wait outside for you, all right?
See, and even her facial reactions don't match the tone.
That might possibly be because they haven't figured out how to do, the custom models with the facial reactions. Maybe.
I think they
Maybe
do
we
No,
though.
should
I
go
think
back to
I mean
bed.
maybe. I just think the
I mean,
voice
we're-
actor might
They
have
already
messed up.
have the texture switching for the blinking and stuff on these more customized models. What we saw with Azrael earlier with the blinking. So
Yeah, they also have Aiden's least favorite aspect of Minecraft skin designing. Realistic front hair, or not realistic front hair, but drawn on front hair compared to the pixel version.
yeah,
Oh, well, in the actual game,
Paired
both
up
of-
with the
both of
pixel
them-
hair.
Yeah, I mean,
He doesn't like
in the
that. He
actual-
hates that. Yeah.
yeah. It's
That's why,
inconsistent.
in the actual game, both of their eyes are covered, so there could have been more drawn hair.
I don't know if the quantity is necessarily the problem in this instance, rather than
I think it's just the consistency
But yeah.
I
because
don't know. I feel
yeah.
like
It's
if you had
obviously-
back to back, I feel like Aiden might still choose the one with less drawn hair is the better.
Mhm.
I guess we'll have to ask him.
Oh crap! Where did I put my pencil again?
Well, you not on you when you were asleep. I would hope.
No, I would hope not. Unless you usually stabbing yourself in the middle of the night.
They just wake up one morning well, that happened.
Yeah, it's
Average
like,
time
oh,
sleeping with Lego
I
bricks
thought,
on your bed.
I put down the knife,
I've
not
come
the
to wake
pencil.
up and
Whoopsies.
oh my gosh.
At least
I
it's-
meant to do the pencil.
I mean, which is worse, that or Lego bricks on the floor or in your bed? Which one would be worse? Probably the pencil.
In terms of permanent damage, I would say the pencil.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you'll wake up with a bruise to be sure with Lego bricks, but it's not bleeding.
All right, now we're in
Yeah.
first
Better
person.
hurry up. Her mom's gonna accuse me of stealing chocolate from her room again.
Oh, I see the
It's
birdcage.
in here.
I saw that.
That's not told.
Of course, it's not here. Why would it be here?
I mean, she might.
Okay,
not
I appreciate the.
Oh, there's the cage.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Double.
see it.
It's on the left.
Okay, in a wagon apparently.
So clearly they
Yes.
do it.
Oh well, I guess we're going to acknowledge it. I guess we might explore the entire room then and kind of do that thing, like the start.
Why
of
am
the
I
game.
even looking at this?
I guess that is one thing I suppose in Deltarune specifically, where it's because with with Frisk, you're reacting to a bunch of other stuff you haven't seen before, so of course, the narration makes sense. But with Chris, it's like, it's a thing you've owned for years. Why are you still looking at it? Go to school, moron.
Yeah, clearly this is like the soul's already taken over at this point. We've already taken over.
So you don't sleep with a comfort pencil? Comment down below.
No!
The comfort pencil.
If anyone does, I'm scared of you. I'm just scared of you and how you live.
If you made it this far into the video, put the comment comfort pencil.
Oh my goodness.
The dream must have messed me up more than I thought.
And the thing is, Chris looking at it would have made more sense within the game's context, as well. Because within the game, right, there's the idea of you are controlling Chris. You went to go look at it, not Chris. And sometimes the game even points this out of like, weird, you've seen it before, but like it's, Yeah. And it's like, that's very intentional. And yet, again, because of the context of this not being a game, it's not quite. How are they going to handle the soul? They cannot do Chris's story without the soul.
I guess the thing. Yeah, I guess the difference here is that Chris themselves are reacting to these things and pointing out like the absurdity of that rather than like the game doing it for you. So
I guess so. I'm still like not sure how they're gonna fully handle it.
No, you probably have a pencil.
Oh, do you like the fan on the roof
sitting around? What am I even thinking?
I'm not good at the pencils. Well, what, in my own bedroom? Why would I have a pencil in there? God.
Error, to answer your question, are there any people here who haven't played the game? William hasn't played it, but has heard of it. And Jacob has played it, but has not played through the entirety because it's some new chapters released.
I just need to get like $30.
I played it when it first came out, and I think it was like the one chapter available.
Yeah, chapter 1.
Yeah, which I think the videos of me playing it still technically exist. Just me playing in Spanish while reading out in English because the translation hadn't happened yet either.
Oh,
it was not a good Let's Play, which is why we dropped it. Also, a single, slightly chewed pencil, and an exploding pencil as well.
This is my last one. I need to stop losing these.
What do you want to tell they did on the first person, but I'm not going to question it.
It's only, except no, it isn't. Surprisingly, because I think in an episode of Freak Show, they actually pulled off a mirror at one point, I think.
Yeah, I know this is more of a Minecraft mod thing because most Minecraft mirrors, except for one that I know of, do not show reflection. And the reason why is because the one time it does, with one Minecraft mod, that being the Mr. Craver's Furniture mod, it lags to all heck. It's so performance heavy.
Maybe Rexiipher decided not to use it this time, because I think that was this series that did that once.
I don't blame them.
I know it was done in My Passion as well, because the first proper musical number was the "Take a good look in the mirror."
Yeah, and also that mirror is only like 1 block tall. Well, this one's 2 blocks.
Just feels almost as if
Chris!
Damn it! Coming!
There you are. Finally. We might still be able to make it.
Is there
I mean, can I have like breakfast first or
any
something?
chance I could just stay home today?
Is this because you
Okay, Arnold from Magic School Bus.
want to skip?
I got that instantly.
Then no. Now come on. Oh, Chris. It is a beautiful day today, is it not?
Please, that's like, okay, the musical sting coming in at that point, and the close-up on Toriel. I know I just mentioned a Minecraft musical, but I wish you would just burst into song right now. Oh, Chris, it's a beautiful day outside. The sun is shining, the birds are singing. My hypothetical ex, according to the fandom, said this line at one point. That's not canon, I don't think. Anyway.
Oh, no. The thing I thought of was the Sans version of "Stronger Than You." That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Well, yes, exactly. But also, the hypothetical X thing is because I'm pretty sure that was a thing that people like used to ship Sans and Toriel.
Well, I think this, like, from what I remember, there was a thing like that in the game as well later on. I think that's like chapter 4. I don't remember. Maybe we'll have to correct me on that.
Okay. Because it always weirded me out, because in Undertale themselves, I don't think they ever spoke to each other, so I just heard people talking about like Sans and Toriel and their joint history, not being aware of the huge, like, you know, fandom comic, like, you know, the ideas that came from just basically everywhere else aside from the game itself, not being fully aware of the scope of that yet. I was like, what are you all talking about? What? Okay.
Okay, yeah.
I hope it stays this way when Asriel visits next week. But I wonder...
Everything will be okay when Asriel visits next week.
After the excitement of university, will he still
They're directly
enjoy coming
adapting
home
this
to
dialogue
his
from the
little
actual
town?
game, which I do appreciate.
Okay, I mean, yeah, I can appreciate it on one level, I guess, but, you know, it's kind of, I guess, the issue that Disney live-action remakes can run into sometimes. If they adapt too closely, then what's the point? Is this just going to be... Well, I see, no, I would have said it's just Rexiipher's interpretation like this, or reimagining of, not reimagining, actually, but the realization of Deltarune itself, or we're going to get, you know, some other Rexiipher, you know, original elements, aside from Chris talking. Oh, that's right. I forgot. They exchanged a couple of lines. Thank you for pointing that out. True. Well, actually, by fandom rules, if they share the screen with each other, they can be shipped together.
Yeah, that's just...
I don't know if you were here for the first ever live Guts review I did was of Fallen Angels, and people just kept on, every time I paused, there was like a couple of people saying like, yes, this is like, oh, look at these two, person X person who happened to be on frame when I paused to talk.
I think I partially was there, but not entirely. I don't know.
For Sans and Toriel, though, at least like there was like a backstory of like, you know, they had been talking for ages, maybe even years prior. They just haven't physically met face to face in the very literal sense.
I mean, you know, I've been a couple of bitches myself.
They have certainly communicated as like buddy. They just didn't know each other's name. That never seemed to come up, but
oh, they didn't know each other's name. Oh yeah, no, they never.
No, so the context was that Sans would. This is implied to be some sort of venting routine of his. He goes over to the door, the door that you leave to enter the Snowden area. And he goes over and he just starts saying knock knock jokes. He goes over there. One day, Toriel must have heard him and is like, who's there? And from then on, for a pretty extensive amount of time, they just told jokes to each other. Really bad jokes. And then like one of the last things... Yeah. And then eventually Toriel said, hey, if a human ever comes down here, don't kill them, please. And Sans was like, all right, I guess I'll make that promise.
Oh, I forgot to mention this, actually. That reminds me of like the other thing that I guess I've done involved with Undertale. The tape that I the one tape that I recorded for Emily, actually. That's still on her channel, I'm pretty sure. When I was when I was Asgore and I made the joke about Toriel being a Momedian. Yeah. That was one of my lines.
I really like His romantical. That's really funny. I assume that was a reference to the meme.
That is so saturated, it's hurting me a little bit. This, like, main walls.
I'm guilty of shipping characters. Okay, shipping characters is not necessarily like shipping characters by itself is not necessarily the bad thing. I'm just saying that there was like no foundation for them. I guess it also didn't help that, you know, I helped write all of those characters, so I was like, what on earth are you all talking about? But yeah. I forgot it was your first stream of mine as well. What a way to begin.
So, does everyone have a...
Actually.
Oh, Chris, we thought you weren't coming today.
I think this is actually the same VA that voices Wendy in Freak Show. Which makes sense, honestly.
And then again, you normally
Wendy
show up
voices
5
my
minutes late
lesbian
anyway,
dinosaur?
So
I guess so.
should have seen this coming. We're doing group projects this month, so walk around and find a partner, okay?
Ah, yes, walk around, not like you can see everyone.
Sit in the chair.
Hey.
Walk around and find someone. I'm gonna stay here completely silently and not teach my class. I will once again take a moment to appreciate the designs of all of them, like getting as close as possible to what I presume to be the actual, monsters.
Yeah, it could not have been easy to make this bird design.
No, it could not have been easy for any of them, basically, except for Chris.
Are either of you available?
Chris, show up earlier.
Oh, never mind. Apparently they are different people.
Oh my god.
Fair enough.
Next time. I had to partner with this jokester.
Partner? I hardly know her. Get it?
Shut up!
All right.
Really?
Well, yes.
Honestly, I thought with that was like, that is such a Rev thing to do, just like yell "shut up" like that. Actually, again, you would really love the other show.
What? We don't need
Literally
another
every line that
partner.
he's gonna say is a joke. I don't know. Sorry, man.
We don't need no stinking badges.
So scram.
He's a disappointment to his father
Got
too.
no
If
stinking
Undertale
badges.
is anything to go with.
Oh, let's just imagine oh, Tammy the bad boy. You're such a disappointment to your mom.
No!
The first time we saw saw the bad boy.
Oh, Lord.
Don't worry, Mew Mew. You'll always be my partner. In my heart. I don't know.
Hi, Chris!
Oof.
I'm partner with Egg!
Yeah, figured.
Oh, I agree, Alf. I agree, Air. Alfie's
By the way,
does. I do like
poster of
Alfie's
himself.
actor.
Chris. Late again, I see.
Is that
This
Map
is
It?
the-
That's
oh,
Map It.
brings me
That's
back.
Map It. Okay. That's a... Huh.
Yeah, I'm glad you
brings me
said that
back.
because aside from again the other Rexiipher show, I hadn't seen this particular pairing together. I like the idea of like again pairing up the classic custom NPCs dialogue with something else, so it's a bit more
That's-
visual than
That's not actually custom NPC. That's another Mick Horse mod called Map It, which I've seen nobody use.
shamelessly took the UI.
Yeah. But I mean, hey, it does work.
All right.
Need a partner, Birdly?
Birdly.
You want to team up with me? Sorry, I'm already partners with the second smartest student. Though, wait. Chris, now that I think about it, your unique skill set might help a lot on this assignment.
Sit around and do
There
nothing.
wasn't
I, as
around-
the player, know about Chris's unique skill set, of course.
No,
It's like
don't
really
worry,
parting
Jacob.
the weenie.
I know it sounds terrible. Look, this character.
No, okay,
You haven't
I
seen
take
him.
it back. He is Remy is Linguini being parted by Remy.
This character is this annoying in the actual game. It's
Yeah.
very intentional. Sorry,
I mean,
man. He's
that
gonna
was-
start Satan things like that all the time.
That wasn't what I was getting at. I was making a joke about like the player not knowing about Chris's unique skill set that obviously Chris themselves would know. That was
Oh,
what
no,
I was
sure.
getting. I wasn't talking about the yoinks at
No,
all.
sure. It's just that this dude's. Yeah, I mean, he's gonna say things like that fairly often.
I mean, yeah, I've seen this archetype in many things going back to the Polar Express in like 2006.
Oh!
I actually want
Go
to get
for
an
it.
A.
Thanks, Birdly.
Aw,
Not to mention, also, again, if you saw Freak Show, you haven't met Wendy yet.
don't worry. If you can't find a partner,
The only Wendy I know is the one
maybe your
from
mom
Gravity
will be-
Falls.
Yeah, which has nothing to do with the Wendy from Freak Show. I can say that much.
yours again.
Just
I was gonna say if they meet, they would not get along, but if they met, one would eat the other. So no, never mind.
Did you need something, Chris?
Yes, a partner. We all heard that.
Yeah, are you deaf?
Oh, did you lose your pencil again?
I have one
Unrelated,
in my
but I
inventory.
did.
Well,
Here. You want the candy cane one or the one with lights on it?
Why do you have both of my pen? Oh, okay.
actually,
Noelle is
Oh, I
so
guess it's
cute.
probably her pencil that she that lends on a regular basis. Probably. All right.
I need a partner.
Huh? Wait, you want to be partners? Really? Are you feeling alright, Chris?
Hey, look, I talked to literally everyone else. You're what's left. Deal with it.
Think so?
Well, I'm sorry, but Birdley already asked me.
They weren't
True.
there for that! I mean, okay, maybe if it's known that Birdley believes you to be the second smartest student, but your name wasn't mentioned.
Oh, but I could ask Miss Alphys if we could make a group of 3.
She
I
might
mean,
have
at
just
this
had.
point, I don't know how
reputation.
many. Yeah, how many students are there in this class? I feel like 10 partnering up with Egg probably like made the whole roster get messed
Do
up.
you want me to ask?
Yes. Ask.
Alright.
Okay, in a version of the world where Chris isn't non-verbal, why doesn't Chris themselves just ask?
Miss Alphys? Is it okay if we have a group of 3?
Hey, what? No, I do not approve of this.
Which is fair, he's entitled to say that.
But Chris doesn't have a...
Noelle, what were you saying?
She was just saying
that's
we're fine being alone.
Burley,
Actually,
I'm going to punt
I
you in the
just
face
wanted
already.
to know if...
Noelle, can you please speak up?
That
Am
coming
I
from
late?
her is kind of surprising, given that, like, in Undertale, the best representation of, like, depression and anxiety would have been Alfie's, so I figure if anyone's going to be saying, hey, please speak up, maybe not her, but at least not in that tone.
Yeah. This incident, I do remember, though.
No, you're fine. We were just choosing partners for the next group project, and Susie, you're with Chris.
What?
Well, no one has left, presumably.
Yeah.
Assuming that the other 2 students in the back that Chris didn't talk to
most
are
likely.
each other.
Yeah.
This is more or less how things had to.
Well, now that everyone's here, I'll write the assignment.
Okay.
Has anyone seen the chalk?
Everyone is losing all their writing utensils. See,
This one has a good reason. Don't worry.
That's a theme of Deltarune. You never have, you can never write your own destiny if you never find your pencil.
Nobody have a
ritual.
choice.
You can't write your own
Every
destiny if
time
you
it's-
can't find the pencil to begin with.
Go missing, and you all know I can't start class without it.
I bet Chris did it.
I wasn't even here!
Now, Birdley, let's
A fair
not
point.
point fingers. I just want
Also, that kind of protestation is exactly what Rev is
to
like.
know who took it. Can whoever did raise their hand?
Oh.
Please. Okay, how about this? If no one confesses, then everyone gets in trouble.
Standard procedure.
Anyone?
Non-standard reaction,
There
but
might
still.
be an extra box in the
Well, it
supply
never
closet.
works, so we never really fell for it either, honestly.
Yeah.
Miss Alphys, why don't Susie and I...
Good idea, Noelle. Susie, since you
Well, yeah, because if someone is if someone decides they want to be be disruptive and like take something or do something to break the rules or whatever, they're not going to have a guilty conscience when other people take the fall for them because otherwise they will already had that risk. They're not going to just
came in
confess
last,
usually.
Uh,
Usually, sometimes.
could, you get it for us?
Whatever.
I know you just got here, but leave immediately.
And,
There's no reason to skip
would
class.
you go with her to make sure she actually does it.
Why would you ask her if you don't trust her?
Alpha's brain is not braining this moment.
Thanks. See you later.
My door.
Yeah, see you. I thought it was in the video again.
Don't worry, Chris. I always thought Susie can't be that bad.
Why are you standing up to say this?
Okay, I'm gonna have dinner real quick, so I'll be back. I'll be watching on my phone, writing through there.
Okay.
Didn't I say being late was a bad idea? It's almost as if you should have listened.
I'm just
What a comeback.
going to go.
Good luck. You'll be fine. I hope.
I will say this is definitely a very interesting, hero's journey, type of arc in general, actually, and a lot of hero's journey, actually, part of the steps of it, in most people agree upon, is the refusal of the call, which I guess is technically what's happening here. That's more so a comment for the actual game rather than, this adaptation of it, but, I thought that was like, I thought she was like shocked for a second, but I thought it was that like the chalk was reacting negatively. It was like, that's the good stuff or something.
Chris. Didn't see you there. Hey, you didn't see anything just now, did you?
From their perspective, probably not, because, she turned her back.
You can't even say. Chris. Hey. Let me tell you a secret.
Sentiment.
Quiet people piss me off.
Which would make sense if Chris were quiet.
You think just 'cause you don't say anything, I can't tell exactly what you're thinking.
I do like the man on the internet take on that line significantly more. The idea of her growling as she says that, then followed by the electric guitar, I think hits harder, but...
It's over. I caught Susie.
Yeah, that guitar, well, actually, I did turn down the volume a bit, but even in general, it sounds like it's very quiet, actually, at this point.
Eating all the chalk.
That's probably what the reference actually was, BB, the man on the internet.
This was her last chance. Now
no, I mean, this is her theme in the actual game.
That's not what I'm saying.
Expelled. Congrats, Chris. You got me. I'm done for. Just seems like a waste to get expelled just for having a snack. So if I know you're going to pull the trigger, why don't I just get expelled for some real carnage?
Yes, quiet. The person you just said is quiet, has nothing to say, is definitely going to rat you out. Again, this Chris might, but again, the whole quiet speech.
Yeah, but say this
anymore.
Chris actually talks sometimes.
Yeah, so ironically enough, this response, like, yes, I'll do something terrible to you, makes more sense here, but the dialogue before doesn't. Where it does, kind of.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre.
Chris.
It's like both Toby Fox and Rexiipher got different parts of this interaction right, and then completely mangled the opposite one.
They trade each other's, homework, and they said, just change it a little bit.
Just flip the page upside down. There you go. Hand it in.
About losing your face.
Oh, it already happened. Perfect. Done. Video's over.
Nah, forget it. Chris, you've got a good mother. Should be ashamed to make her bury her child. Here's what's going to happen. We'll grab some more chalk, mosey on back to class, and then you'll do our project. Sound good?
I...
Don't bother answering. If you...
Don't bother answering, quiet person that I hate for being quiet.
Haven't gotten it by now. Your choices don't matter.
Oh, we've got it by now.
Let's go, freak. Your choices don't matter. Hey! God, can you walk any slower or what?
Hasn't started walking yet.
Nah, I get it. Not used to walking around without someone holding your hand.
Oh, that's
hi,
probably
yokai.
a little bit like it. Yeah, that feels like a little bit of an Undertale reference with Torio doing the same thing, but yeah.
Well, here's the closet. Too bad. We were just starting to have fun.
Nope! Slam! Game over. Problem solved.
I'm glad they had the zoom in shot.
Hey, Chris, is it just me, or is it really dark in there?
I mean, there's a giant blaring light, so on some level, no.
It's darker than dark.
The hell does that even... Look, are you gonna go in there already, or what?
Okay,
Oh,
we need to
goodness,
talk
wow.
about some stuff, alright?
In
So-
my skin. Yep.
Alright, so in the... Okay, I don't think it said in the exact game, but presumably Gaster says in the promo tweets that were done leading to the launch of this game that are connected to the start of the game, the phrase dark, darker yet darker. So the idea of it being like darker than dark, that's a theme that would have existed from the section of the game that gets cut out of this adaptation, actually. That's what that reference is about.
Yeah.
And two, I really like that they're leaning into kind of the horror motif of this, because in chapter 1 they don't really dive into it. But as the game has progressively gone on, it's become more and more of like a cosmic, like Cthulhu, like Lovecraftian horror story. So I'm glad they're kind of retroactively going back and being like, hey, this was kind of weird, and this was probably foreshadowing.
All right.
Fine. If you're going to be a wimp, then we'll both go in at the same time!
Wait, Susie!
See that there also.
See? It was nothing.
Well,
Jeez. Why the hell do you look so scared?
are they not?
Are they not aware that this definitely feels like much more of an open space than what they were expecting to find?
I'm not ready.
Well, this is what
Ready?
I'm not expecting. This is what I'm not expecting to find. In the actual game, they walk into this void and they fall. Their transformation sequence is mid-fall.
I think, but you know what? Maybe they're doing a Looney Tunes thing. They have to acknowledge the fact they're suspended over a pit first before gravity kicks in.
Yeah. Okay. Error just
Also,
posted the full.
yeah, I do. I did actually. Yeah, I recognize this line here because I think this was also entry 17, the one that was like not
Yeah.
the one that was either
Yeah, you're right.
It was either in Wingdings or it was like the one that was like from
It was,
Bigger's Day.
it was
Again, you know,
Wingdings.
another thing I've done is I've watched a couple of well, I mean, most people watched the game throughs on Undertale and hated them. I personally was neutral about them, but yes, you know, and that one particularly was the
You
one
took
that
the
probably
neutral
people found
route.
the most
Yeah, I see.
palatable. Yes, that one people found the most palatable, I think. Well, I technically took the passive route because I did nothing about it. So, you know, I suppose. What was I going to say? Forgot what I was going to say now. Something else. But yeah.
Ready for what?
That was also attributed to Gaster, incidentally, that entry.
What? There's nothing
Yeah.
in here but
Oh, and I also, yeah, so I was going to say the other thing that I've watched is if Undertale was realistic, which I feel like we should probably cover on the Butter Bunch at some point, because that is just, you know, another great Undertale classic.
old papers. Maybe there's a
If you want to see an adaptation that really takes some liberties with the source material, that's where you go.
light switch further in.
Be careful!
Kind of big for a closet, huh? You'd think we'd reach the end by now.
I guess this does show that neither of them have been in this room before. Or the closet before.
Hey, Chris. I think this closet's, broken. If Alphys wants the chalk that bad, she can get it herself. Let's split.
Do you have the detail of like her saying Alphys and not Miss Alphys? You know, the classic thing of, you know, rebellious teen not respecting the teachers by, you know, the title.
Honestly, I did that. The teachers just kind of got used to it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey!
That's how we study it. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's just gonna we're gonna get like a Sylvester the Cat moment or something.
This isn't funny! Let us out! Let us... Oh, crap.
Nice, they actually kept the poses.
I should have just stayed in bed.
Knew I should have stayed home today. See, it works.
Not for Chris, it doesn't.
Well, no, I mean the quote works.
Sure.
Where's Susie? Actually, but why do I care? She's the one who
Oh, that's a
dragged us in
really
here.
interesting design. I really dig that. That's a nice like translational thing that they've done here. They've I forget what it's called. It's the biome in Minecraft, the one you fight the warden in, the old city or whatever it is.
Ancient city?
Yeah, the ancient city. I really like it. They've clearly designed the dark place based on how that looks, which I think is quite neat.
Yeah, I can see a little bit of like the. sort of
It'll
blouse
be
look,
my
like,
fault
silk.
if she gets hurt. What's this?
Yeah, a lot of like Minecraft, you know, like the MCTV, like they're ashamed to almost be like in Minecraft. That's why, like for Mob Slayer, I was planning to, you know, embrace the Minecraft nature itself. But yeah, the deep dark biome. Oh yeah, that might be what the biome is called actually. Yeah, because I suppose, yeah, the ancient city is the structure. You're right.
Where did my pencil go?
It's wedged in. It's embedded into your leg now. It broke on the
I
way
have to
down.
find Susie and get out of here, and not fall off this giant cliff.
Oh no, there's wait, no, there's not that they look like skulk. They are skulk. Okay.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, like they've taken like elements from that and used it as part of the decoration process.
Yeah, Rexiipher particularly, I will say, does that a lot with like with Cade Academy, which is the you know, which is the main setting of Freak Show. Yeah, there's a lot of like elements of like new blocks that, because most of the time with like some we run into this issue, of course, you know, depending on which on which mods you want. Some of them haven't been updated to the new Minecraft version, so people don't try to don't go past a certain version. Usually, if someone wants HD skins and won't compromise because they want their mushroom hat, shorty. Anyway,
that's all right. Even here's the thing. It annoys me so much in my own mod pack that I've been making, because there's some big updates for some of those mods, and the mods that I really like too, that are getting like a big 1.21.1 update, but the other mods are not all updated. And so it's like, I don't want to update this and then sacrifice others. And so that's, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's a struggle with like a lot of mod packs, especially nowadays. And like the heyday of mod packs, particularly when everything was being progressively updated anyway. That was usually not as much of an issue, or they just found a replacement mod if they want like a particular function for the pack. But yeah,
what is that? Okay. Good thing those things are harmless.
You've never been here before. How do you know this is harmless? Yeah, obviously.
I'm back. Seriously? Harmless my ass. I need to keep moving. What the?
I do like the way they've
Susie?
translated like the 2D like pixel art from the game into like this Minecraft realm.
Yeah, B was just saying that the biome that they chose for this, you know, the deep dark
Yeah.
one specifically, makes the most sense. Yeah.
Also, I can tell they have the future MC mod to actually have all the newer blocks in 1.12.
Yeah, this is what I was saying before, that, you know, like, that a lot of people, like, don't update the mods particularly, but yes, like, Rexiipher in Freak Show uses a lot of new blocks, more than the old ones, actually. Again, it really, like, distinguishes, Freak Show particularly, and I guess, well, also this now, but, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we better be alone up here.
No, you
I need to
ain't.
find Susie. She couldn't have gone that far ahead, could she?
Well, you're standing over an abyss right now. Maybe she fell before you. I mean, that's what I would think in this scenario. You fall from a place like helplessly, happen to land on an area that's on the edge next to an abyss. What do you think happened to the friend that was not exactly directly next to you, but close enough for something risky to happen, and they're not there anymore?
Either a platform that's way farther away or the abyss.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess another issue with this being adapted from the game is the fact that because we're now privy to Chris's internal thoughts, we know for a fact they didn't consider that option, whereas in the game you could argue that maybe they were considering that. In this one, yeah, not so much.
You know, it's also, I think the other thing is that in the actual game, when they aren't found, it's not like so absurd, because you aren't actually privy to the actual directionality of it all, right? Because it's 2D, you can't actually tell distance in that sort of way like you can here.
Mm-hmm.
So you could say it's a little bit further out, or maybe they dropped in a different way than you visually saw, because it's like, it's, you know, it's a reasonable expectation for the design. But because it's Minecraft now, I can clearly see that's 3 blocks away.
Yeah. Also, I have a feeling that some of these had to be like reshot a few times. I would not be surprised some there were takes where they failed the parkour right into the void, which.
Yeah, which I know happened in Minecraft Adventures a few times.
Always wondered if you fell even deeper in the cliffs area, or maybe there's just more cliffs, or maybe it goes all the way down to the depths.
Yeah, well, no, see, it's like the mountain sector in Code Lyoko. There's digital sea underneath at some point once you get down.
Well, it seems like the drop isn't actually that far in this. I mean, it's far enough to kill you, but like not so grand, you know. In this version, I've always assumed it's a lot more of just the abyss. There's just no drop.
This is quickly becoming the Hollywood video game movie adaptation idea.
The closet.
It's gone from a game into a game.
How are they
Yeah,
so
except
high up
it was
as well?
spoken about in a much more positive manner, because at least this is halfway decent.
You know, I kind of wish we didn't see the moon. I know that you could just turn them off, I think, in some like shader packs or like
you can
in game.
And I think, in
So,
fact,
like-
I think most shader packs you can at this point.
Yeah. So I don't know why they didn't turn it off here, but oh well. Personal gripe.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be. Well, okay. We'll take the positive and the negative approach in this one. We'll say negative. They just didn't think about it. They did it, and then they didn't want to reshoot it.
Maybe.
You know, the other option, which we're gonna hope is the case, maybe it's an artistic decision, right? That has been made because the dark place is like a warped version of like the actual reality, right? So maybe it's meant to be like, oh, it's still there, but it's just wrong.
Maybe.
All right.
It's the closet door.
I don't think you're gonna be able to find that door when you're like 500 feet below the ground.
What are these weird wobbly things? Come on. Just gotta keep moving.
Yeah, there's a decent amount of parkour in this. Yeah, you're right, William. They probably did film this a few times. If
so, then
Freak
the
Show
cuts are
Episode
pretty
3
good.
also... Yeah, Freak Show Episode 3 also had a decent amount of parkour in it.
Not trip
In certain
all
scenes.
the way down. It seems to be several.
They want the
thousand.
body actors to have some fun too.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose. I mean, hey, you know, like they probably have a blast filming Parkour Civilization.
Feed. There's something in there.
There's something in there.
Am I really gonna stick my hand in a random hole in the wall?
So I don't
Yes,
think
I
they've
am,
ever
apparently.
in the actual game. I am curious, and I doubt
That's
this
a
so
good.
far
That's a good like clue there, by the way, that he didn't make that. That they didn't make that choice. Sorry, there.
Yeah.
But this, because it's so far a pretty faithful adaptation, most things considered.
Yeah.
Still have my gripes about Chris not being mute, but
Mhm.
but I don't think they'll address it. But it'd be cool if they did. Why the star is different? Because in Undertale, it's a nice gold, but here it's blue. And the theming generally is blue, but I just think it's odd that such an iconic piece from Undertale that's borrowed over is a different color. You would think that might be something that would be sticking out, but...
What did I just... Glow shard. Well, that's useless. Great. I really hate these things. I think I could go down here.
They're becoming Mario.
Okay.
That's not the thing I really wanted to do back in the day. Was make like a Mario themed roleplay of some kind.
What is...
Still might
this?
at some point.
Is it a puzzle?
Actually, there's a new movie coming out soon. It might be smart to do that. To do something with that idea.
Take this. Oh.
Why? Why did you do that?
They made a choice.
Again,
You see?
No, but again, this is another instance of game and Minecraft, right? We have not seen the soul or anything. As far as we're aware, this is all Chris. Which again,
Yeah,
a little bit
like, I think
hypothetical. But Chris has no reason to do that. We, as the player, are thinking in game design, so we have a logical in-universe rationality. for why
Like,
we
I
might
honestly
do
think
that
to
thing.
handle it, I honestly think it'd be better for like this if the soul was making a decision actively when the text box wasn't appearing, and like one of the corners of the screen, the soul should have appeared to like signify that the soul is making that decision, not Chris.
Right, I feel
maybe.
like, surely, I'm really hoping they didn't just remove the soul entirely. I'm really hoping.
No,
'cause that's
no.
a big
Well, no,
theme.
no,
Soul's still there.
they didn't. We saw the yes or no options, and Chris's reaction to sticking their hand inside of to grab the glow shard. So we definitely know for sure that the soul is not removed
The way forward.
yet.
Okay. Now, where exactly is the... What? Hey! What? I'm not letting you get away again! No, I don't know what that thing is. What do I do when I catch it? And I have a sword. I guess I can use the sword? Whatever, I just need to catch up to it.
I would be
Maybe it knows what
disqualified
happened.
from this roleplay just on the grounds that I can't do parkour.
Same.
Yeah.
Susie.
That was the other reason back in the day why I didn't make a Mario themed series, was because I didn't use a mouse at that point, so parkour was virtually impossible for me.
Then once I find Susie, we get out of here. Maybe it even knows the way out.
Yeah, now I'd have to be fine with it,
If
probably.
it's the bad kind of monster.
The irony is that I made parkour maps that took forever for me to test to see if they actually worked.
Where'd it go? It was up here and just gone?
I do
God.
like that actually, though. Like, the fact that Chris said it at all is still whatever. But the specification of the bad kind of monster, it's a nice little bit of world building there that I'm glad they incorporated there.
Yeah.
You can't just say monster like that in this setting, because everyone is a monster.
No, you cannot.
Back here! Run around this way, then... Oh, what the hell? It's gotta be in one of these piles, right? Not there.
This is definitely ways than the fights in Undertale.
Maybe... This one!
Nope.
Not there either. Maybe they're...
The fights are pretty different in Deltarune compared to Undertale anyways, though, to be fair.
I'm wondering how they'll adapt to those.
Yep, there's some really interesting stuff going on there.
Come any closer and I'll...
What? Susie?
Oh, there you go, it worked.
Chris? Is that you?
I'm blue, but yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I'm goth, so, you know, potato.
Phew. Hey, don't scare me like that, dumbass! Unless you want to get clocked in the face.
I have a sword right now. You
Yeah,
might want to reconsider your options here.
Yeah, I can do much worse things to you than you can do to me. Like, you tried biting my face off earlier. I can just stab you in the chest.
Look, we can't really tell within this setting, but to be fair, she's kind of jacked in the game, alright? Like, she's kind of beefy. Alright, she might be able to take the sword for half a second longer.
Okay. I don't think that would be pleasant for her to experience.
No, certainly not. All I'm saying is that she's handling it more than you might
could.
expect for this.
Oh, okay. By the way, that's absolutely what Rev would have done this in the same scenario. So that is the difference between the two main characters.
Anyway, enough screwing around. We gotta find a way out of here.
Ah, now you want to work together after running away. Okay.
Where is here anyway?
It's...
Whatever! It doesn't matter!
I feel like that was probably also a line to avoid Chris having to speak, except that Chris was going to respond again.
You got
It's one of those things as well that annoys me, because in the game, there's the context of she says things, and then Chris...
Speaking of saying things, did anyone else?
Yeah, I heard that too. We cut out.
I did. Yes, I broke. Sorry, I don't know why.
I thought that was the joke. It was like, oh yeah, she's
bro.
gonna say things, and then Chris all of a sudden.
No, my internet might crash here in a few seconds. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh no.
You guys can hear me now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the thing is, in the game, when Susie says things like this, and then you don't even get like a thing, you don't even get like a choice to choose like a response or anything. You know, it makes a lot more sense that she brushes over you. Chris isn't even making an attempt at making noise. So in this context, it's just every time.
Yeah.
No, that's exactly my point. Only in this. In the actual game, it makes more sense because there's not a peep. Not one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, the answer to this question, by the way, if a pet turned into a sword, what would a duster turn into? The answer is a cat o' nine tails.
Yes. So you gotta get us out of it!
Are you sure?
The hell? Don't make it weird, freak. Just lead the way.
Well,
The only weird part is that you're doing
I
nothing.
didn't see any other ways to go in that direction, so...
Oh my god. Never mind. You're so goddamn slow.
What? Susie! Damn it!
Well, I guess we're back to
Susie,
this.
you don't know what's out there! Slow down!
I mean, neither do
Ow!
but...
You are really fast.
Hey, Chris. There's someone up there.
I'm assuming this
waiting
episode
at us.
won't adapt the entire first chapter, but I'm really hoping we get to see the prophecy.
Well,
know.
we are. We're about like just over halfway through, so. they might have
Oh, okay.
time.
So maybe we
Yeah,
will
Any
get to the
idea what they
prophecy.
want?
What? What do you...
Right? I just hope we get to see the prophecy. I'm just curious about how they adapted it, honestly.
Oh, that almost like went straight to her head.
Oof.
Chris!
Slapped in the head.
Move faster, dumbass!
I'm trying!
What the hell are those things shooting at us?
You know what? I just realized. I guess Chris has become Link in this instance. You know, because they don't speak much, and half the dog was just yeah.
Does it really matter right now? Keep moving! Go, go, go! What? The cliff just ends here?
Jump!
What?
Well, bye, Susie. Also, I'm sure. I guess that Chris didn't mention that those things are rooted to the ground and therefore can't follow them. Just didn't think to bring that one up, I guess.
Damn it!
I wouldn't do this, but okay.
If your friend jumps, would you jump too? Chris's response is yes every time.
My effing legs! My effing legs, Susie!
All right,
That's enough falling and getting knocked out for me today.
Oh, yeah, we're going straight to the prophecy now.
It's gotta be a mod where someone replace Chris with Link.
Okay.
It probably exists, but if not, I'd hope someone does that.
And the pencil becomes the master sword. Yep.
Look, whoever designed this map, genuinely fantastic job.
Genuinely, it is really well done.
Yeah,
I have gripes about some of the adaptational choices, and how they may or may not connect. But whoever did the architecture is flawless.
Great job. Yeah, it's so good. Like adapting the game into a 3D art style, which kind of gives me hope for whenever I do my Deltarune video, because I'm planning on doing that. Because that's the thing I'm planning to do. Translating something 2D into 3D is going to be a nightmare. So I'm wishing myself the best of luck.
If you make the sprites, I'll make them all. Oh, so you're talking about the
Link thing.
Yeah.
What the?
And I'll play it.
This is a
Full
town.
Deltarune game. Let's
closet?
play, but it's just Link, and you don't even mention it. You just play it like normal and don't ever talk about it.
But yeah. By the way, after KW Zelda movie came out, we did actually have discussions about at one point making a Zelda game where Link is paired up with Dora the Explorer. Could you imagine that combination?
That is unimaginably cursed.
Now I'm thinking that's also something that should be in here as well. Because I feel like a version of Deltarune where you get to play a bunch of different characters. There's Link, there's Dora, there's I don't know, Mario maybe, I don't know, something like that, where they just all appear and they have different responses to things. That's how you choose a route. You could choose the Link route, the Dora route, or the Mario route.
Awful.
Oh my god. I'm never forgetting that.
College.
Susie, do you?
Susie? Not here.
Susie, where? Oh, she ditched me again. Great.
Delta Ruined is perfect. Delta Ruined is
Okay.
the name of the mod now. Perfect.
So I will have you know, I did just search through Game Banana, to see if there is a mod. The closest thing I'm getting is Legend of Zelda Mask Armors and Master Sword and Green Tunic Weapon and Armor. So the niche you're looking for, it needs some spots filled.
Mm-hmm.
Animated by Rexiipher. So see, write it out. Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, write it out. I know that
yeah.
one.
Yeah, we know write it out.
Interesting.
Write it out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
been
about him. I
a
haven't-
couple videos, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I know he's in Mutant Girl episode. I think it was episode the play one. Yeah.
Write it out. Good.
I played
good
one.
content.
No,
Not
it's
the play one, the
actually
remake.
well, yeah, he was in a Fallen Angels episode, but he was also in a couple of gacha reviews, I think.
Really?
Well, no, he was in a gacha review and an AFMA review, I think.
Guess I'll have to go hunting for her
Which makes more
again.
sense.
Chris! Jeez, don't look so freaked out, dude. You were dead. So I decided to start looking around for a snack or something.
I wasn't
Deltarune
dead.
2 is totally unrelated to Deltarune. It's like Final Fantasy.
Got knocked out.
Oh, really?
What, you didn't bother to check?
Nah. Anyway,
You know, this does speak into the other dynamic in the last episode I watched of Freak Show, which is not the most recent episode, but episode 3 of Freak Show does pair up again Rev and Wendy in a way that they were forced to work together. So this definitely does play off the idea of alliance of convenience. In that, but in a specific way that the channel has already done something around, and therefore they have the basis for that dynamic to work on screen.
got any idea what
Also,
the heck
I
this
like
place
not
is?
so okay. For Chris and Susie, it's not that I dislike the voice acting work necessarily. I do think maybe they should be swapped though. Like every time I hear Chris speak, I kind of feel like I'm hearing Susie, and then I have to refix it for me. Like Chris's voice actor is definitely how I imagine Susie. But on the other hand, we don't always get masked non-binary characters, and so this does fill that gap. So I don't know.
It probably wasn't done with that intention in mind. It's more so because, again, Rexiipher being like the main person behind it is again playing the main character.
No, sure.
I have a comparison to make.
Rep.
Yeah, I have a comparison to make, but I'm gonna save it for like the very end.
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, so this was I think that's what William mentioned was the
the BBS mod.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know about you, but that giant thing over there looks like it's worth checking out.
Huh.
I don't know. On general principle, after watching anything that Hollywood has made in the past 20 years, I tend to avoid portals in the sky. But
Don't go to sky beams, but the Dark Fountain is the exception to that.
That's so weird. Is that something that's been retextured, or is it like actual like physical art done in post?
I think it is like actually there in the game.
Yeah, it's probably physical art that's been like, added into. I think it's probably physical art that's been added into the game, because well, I mean, just on the grounds that like Chris turned to see and turned away. Not impossible to pull off in post-production, but extremely difficult.
Yeah, it'd be
probably
very difficult.
Well, and that's why I wanted to bring it up, because if it is the latter, then
rather than into like a video editing project.
Park, wait.
Because they could have used a beacon there, you know. No one would have faulted them for it, but they went that extra mile at least.
Yeah, they cared more about the source material to make it as accurate as they could.
Maybe they abandoned it because there weren't any. Hey,
it is a fascinating choice, though, too. They could have made that 3D, but instead they chose to make it 2D, which is it's interesting that they deliberately chose to keep that the same.
Maybe they couldn't find a 3D equivalent. But also, okay, going to this comment about Empty Town playing not the door like in the game. If the others to try to get old, that depends on how long they're going to be here. Because that's something else that I appreciate about well, I guess this is both an Aphmau thing and a Rexiipher thing, but mostly a Rexiipher thing nowadays. Is the fact that, you know, we don't overstay any points in here. Well, BB remembers this particularly, but, you know, like in Drama Club, I was a huge stickler for, you know, like when scenes that achieve their purpose, we cut away from them and we end them rather than like extending them past the point where they were supposed to have naturally finished. And, you know, because in a fully elaborated video project, that works far better. In this one, they have an exploration element, but they don't overstay at any points. That's also the case in Freak Show.
In regards to the exploration element, my take on that show would have had something like that. It was behind the scenes stuff that made that a bit more complicated after the fact.
Yeah. But yeah, in terms of this, partly also because, you know, I can speak from experience here of, you know, like trying to recreate or recapture the Let's Play style solo role plays of the past does not go down super well. You know, anyone who's seen Tales of Sonic North knows exactly what I'm talking about here. You know, because that was harkening back to an era of role play even before the days of Aphmau, 4 years before, in fact, actually. But so when you're doing like first person perspective things nowadays, it makes more sense, you know, with like how the media has evolved to keep it simple, explore for a bit to show what you've actually done, of course, but don't overstay or think you have to like tread every single area, especially if you run out of conversation points in the scene itself. Ironically enough, the direct opposite of what you should do in a game like Deltarune, which involves exploring all these different areas and interacting with things. So, you know, that does show a level of restraint, I guess,
some puzzles, but we'll see.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like the use of warpwood for buildings, or I think that's warpwood. Yeah, again, fantastic choices all around. And like, I mean, and I'm even this one shot. I mean, after we turn that building, God, it's every shot. It's beautiful down here.
Yeah, the building is spectacular,
and I mean the way that the windows are as bright as the stars, and it all like kind of feels like it's one thing. And
Yeah, I can't speak for I can't speak for the game because I don't remember this particular part. But I can imagine that as far as like light sources go, if like this is what their light sources look like, of course their interior lighting would be the same. So on an in-universe level, it also makes a lot of sense.
I'm trying to make sure that nothing else ambushes us. Ugh! Ow!
Not funny, freak!
I wasn't trying to be!
This place is abandoned. Got it? There's nothing else here.
Fine.
If there is
nice. Okay.
anything in here...
I do appreciate that bit. I don't remember that being in the game. Maybe it was. If it was, then kudos to Toby Fox, as one would say for everything else Toby Fox has done. But if not, I appreciate the idea of like smacking Chris, because Chris had Susie doesn't within chapter 1 sticks with the bad boy archetype. There's some glimpses otherwise. It's not until very much later that we see otherwise, right? We're gonna just establish that. But what we know of the character, I appreciate the representation that she will immediately lash out with violence if there is something that bothers her, right? And the only way she combats this later on is literally just running off. So I appreciate just
she's done that like twice already.
Then I'll just beat it up.
Beat it up?
Oh, okay. She's going to verbally confirm exactly what you said there, which is less effective, but oh well.
Yeah. I'll make it.
Who needs
pay
nonverbal
for
storytelling?
Anything and everything that gets in my way.
Yeah, why are we even reacting to this? You know, the videos tell us themselves what they want us to feel. Yeah.
Apparently, just tell and show. Like,
yeah, people say show, don't tell. Why not both?
You're good, Error. This is a public.
What'd you become, Palpatine?
Oh, I don't
Error,
know.
This is a public live chat. As long as you're,
exposition.
You're still on topic. You're good.
Somehow, Palpatine returned.
This must be a town square.
How the hell does all of this fit in a closet?
Not much of a square.
No, it doesn't.
Castle included.
Yeah.
I guess, you know, I guess C.S. Lewis never existed in this world.
Oh, Lord.
Damn.
So cool.
Do you think anyone's in there?
I thought this place was abandoned.
Well, just in case it isn't.
One thing as well is like the idea of like this place abandoned got it as if like, you know, to assert like her worldview as a classic bully technique. So, you know, another thing that I forgot to point out earlier.
Let's check.
Oh, so that can technically.
If we're gonna make Chris chatty, at least don't make them snarky too.
That's a very Rev thing. You know, again,
yeah,
to compare to the other main characters. Yeah.
This
Rexiipher, I mean.
is a dream, right, Chris?
That would be more comforting, wouldn't it?
This is no.
I can't be the only one,
dream.
chat. When Chris speaks, you hear Susie, right?
Yeah, a bit.
I would have imagined Susie to have that much of a deep voice, personally.
Heroes.
At least in the attitude of dialogue.
Yeah, the attitude definitely.
Welcome
Again, that's what I was thinking in terms of you know, possible accidental typecasting.
Who the hell are you?
Do not be alarmed.
That was a
okay.
Pause.
I am not your enemy.
I don't
know if this voice fits at all.
No, here's the thing. The voice absolutely fits, but it only fits after the reveal.
Yeah, it does not fit for this now.
Within the context and the setup here, it doesn't work. If it were at any point after the hood comes down, I'm totally down.
This is probably also why, like, there's so many, like, Shadow reveals something where the character sounds like way more deep voiced or something, and then they appear like, "Hey, everybody, it's me."
Yeah, well, and
Like, as soon
especially
as, like,
with what,
the shadow comes off, that probably that for that
yeah, and I mean,
reason.
especially with
People
what I
don't. We
assume is
never
about to
question it in
follow.
comedies or anything, but it's always like, how does Tuffy the mouse throw his voice that easily in Tom and Jerry? It's one of those things that comes up every now and then.
I am the prince of this kingdom, the kingdom of darkness.
I know they're different voice actors, but this also sounds like Mark from Freak Show. Same archetype, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Chris, Susie, there is a legend in this land.
Be not alarmed by the fact that I know your names.
Ralsei's about to say there's a legend in this land, and then reveal like the most like horrifying
Oh my goodness!
stuff.
Wait a minute, BB. This is how Aiden does NPCs. Hey, everybody. So, anyways, there's a legend in this land. We need your help.
And then reveals the most demented backstory.
So yes, again, a
Yes,
horror in
very
its own
fitting,
right.
yes.
Well, there you go.
That one day, 2 heroes of light will arrive and fulfill the ancient prophecy.
How the hell do you know our names?
Thank you, Susie.
Thank you.
I know a lot, Susie. As I was just saying, the prophecy.
I do like the calculation of, like, I'm out of my depth right now, and again, the classic Aiden style improv here. Yeah, would it be better with like a different voice going on, like, well, you see, the thing about that is, ignore that, don't ask questions.
But
Anyway,
Ralsei,
I know a lot.
isn't out
the
of
prophecy.
He's not out of his depth, though. We know this character is not out of his depth. That's part of the tragedy of this character.
I mean, he sounds a lot like he is, but okay.
Oh, yeah, that's because the voice actor makes them sound this way. I can tell you right now, in the actual game, they are definitely not. They know how things are supposed to go. That is the worst part about their...
Less of an Aiden interpretation, then. Okay.
I never met you before. Are you in our class or something?
I think they live in the kingdom, Susie.
What? In the closet?
There's nothing that I haven't actually seen because, again, with the way these dialogues worked in in classic custom NPCs with the same setup, is you have to like click on the different people to interact with them one by one. In this instance, no, never mind. You just follow along in the sequence.
It could just be like nice editing work.
Yeah, I think the cursor's invisible in OBS.
Well,
it's
yes,
also possible.
Yeah. Also, you still would need to like face something and click on something. Unless they also did that and then like they trimmed it out while, I guess Rexiipher stayed completely still, which is not impossible.
No idea.
The only difficulty there is, I guess, directing people to do that, because I've tried that in the past where I say I can't move on something and people keep asking me questions like, no, trust me, this will look good in post.
Listen to my tale.
Please listen. Please, I'm trying here.
This is the bit I was excited about.
Oh, so the tale is not being
narrated in the same
voice? All right. Once upon a time, a legend was whispered among shadows. It was a legend of light. How many times can I say the word legend? Count with me. It was a legend.
2.
It's a legend.
3.
Deltarune.
Okay, I'm bored.
Shut up!
What?
Dude, we didn't come here for a bedtime story.
It's not a bedtime story.
Certainly not.
Come on, I'm trying here, please. It doesn't help that I'm reading this all out in Nathaniel's voice.
In my opinion, it's a really nice prophecy.
Again, also not true. You have sleepless nights halfway through this because you're getting closer to the prophecy's conclusion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, we know the legend already, okay? Just
No,
tell
we
us
don't.
how to get home.
No, you don't. You're an active liar. Oh, shut.
Yeah, I think
I mean,
she's
we do, but you don't.
Yeah, I think she's probably lying to get out of having to listen to it again. It's the kind of thing of like, ah, yes, can you tell me this problem? Like, yeah, I know this already. Please, go on the lesson, Miss Alphys.
Well,
I mean, sorry, Alphys, because I don't say your title.
the easiest way is to seal the East Fountain.
The what fountain?
The Dark Fountain. The one that gives the Dark World form?
Wouldn't that destroy everything in here? If it's the fountain that gives a place form, if you seal the fountain, doesn't the form of the thing just disintegrate? I saved the world.
Yes. That is correct.
Great.
Casually committing mass genocide when you close that fountain.
Yeah, there's a reason why you. Yeah, that is why Ralsei takes so many people and brings them to the town, because they'll just become everyday items once that fountain closes.
Ah, yes, because the town is brimming with individuals right now.
It will.
You sure you
Oh, we come back to this location. Okay.
actually know the legend?
The two founders with one close. Well, he says specifically this one gives the Dark World form. He didn't say that both of them gave the Dark World form.
Sure. In general, the Dark Fountains work how you are assuming. I guess technically the Eastern Fountain is not single-handedly powering the entire world, but like...
Okay, because linguistically, that is what he said. Okay, fine. So we're dealing with Legend of Korra stuff instead. Okay, fair enough.
Look.
We got to close both the fountains so that Vata doesn't get released. Got it.
Essentially, actually. It's not too far off. It's not too far off, actually. It's pretty close. That's uncannily accurate.
Moving on.
It's not north and south, it's east and west. Totally original.
Yeah.
Toby Fox, you mastermind a subversion.
No, but I think we've got enough info. I'm out of here.
Wait, Susie!
Okay, never mind.
Wait, what?
This is the call. Or we're still in that scene.
Okay, hold on. Am I misremembering how the...
Oh, thought.
Am I misremembering how this story goes in the game, guys? Does... The prophecy should have actually happened before this guy shows up, right? Like, it should have been told.
Don't
right?
know.
You know what? Maybe you know what will be an amazing twist. If two other random people happen to like do the prophecy, bypassing Ralsei never discovered that, so still thought it was still to be activated, and just spent a whole time guiding the wrong people through, while some other chosen two plow through everything.
That moment when Spy Kids 3.
You're the clouds trying to seal our fountain.
Okay, we barely understand what that means.
Who the hell are you?
Me? Why, I'm the bad guy.
Wow. That's what that look I really appreciate, that moment there. See, that's good nonverbal storytelling.
Intimidated clowns. Good.
It might also have been so they could put like the invisible NPC close so they could click on it, but that's all,
I'm doing
whatever.
such a great job already. My dad's gonna make me son of the month.
Dad?
You both think you're
Dad? You have a father?
heroes, huh? Gonna
What a
seal our
shame.
dark fountain and save your world from eternal night.
Save our world from... Okay, we really should have listened to the other guy.
Don't try to deny it. It's
There wouldn't have been enough time, actually, because he would have shown up.
your
Anyway.
only way home. But I, Lancer, am going to be the
The same voice actor as Temmie. I mean, considering that Temmie had like one line, that's fair.
one to stop
could
you.
also speak.
It's all in my simple two-part plan.
Well, profit.
Again,
Okay.
would be a chance for a musical.
Where are the
number.
most important
One, we thrash you. Step 2, you lose.
Nice plan, kid.
Really?
Yeah, actually. Mind if we use it on you instead?
Okay, the idea of like covering your face and then changing to a snarl. I mean, if it weren't for the fact that like her mouth is most of what we can see of her face anyway, that'd be more
Dead.
effective.
Susie, what are you?
Oh,
So
good
this is how
reflex.
they
What's
execute the
happening?
fights.
We're fighting, dumbass!
Huh?
Dunno how I got an axe, but like, that's cool.
You two, thrash these clouds!
It is pretty cool.
I'll take the one on the right. You get the other guy.
Yeah, I think I prefer the ones in Freak Show, but
insane! I
that's
can't
probably because again they're not. Those are most. They have more creative control than that.
Then have fun getting your ass kicked.
Maybe use that sword you got earlier, you dingus.
True. Oh no! See that? See now they're drawing blood. That's where the pencil went. I said before.
It's internal bleeding.
Fighting.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, if I just saw that randomly, I know that's what souls look like, but if I just
would've-
saw that casually, I'd be like, my heart is ripping out of me!
Hey,
I'd
look,
be, like, just
Jacob,
very
you want to
confused. I'm
know
like,
something
what
even
the-
more horrifying?
I mean, I think I might know what you're gonna say, but go ahead.
Chris is the only one that sees it. No one else has ever actually acknowledged it. Ever.
Oh,
Chris
yeah.
is the only one who knows this thing exists.
Oh, okay.
I don't have to hold back.
Chris, flirt with the enemy.
Damn, Chris.
Yeah, you got to wonder like how much how much the practice Frisk had to flirt with all of those monsters. but
What?
yeah.
You beat up my guys!
No, the player
Alright, you
commanded it,
buckaroos.
and so it
You had
was.
the look
Ah, yes.
of the draw.
You still got to know how to do it. You know, if you just tell someone, "Hey, you flirt with that thing."
I don't know.
Okay.
God
This
told light
time,
to exist,
but
and
next-
there it was.
I would rather be dead than flirt with anything because I just don't know how to do that. Plus, I just don't care.
This time, the losers will be you! Bye, losers! I gotta get home before dinner!
Oh, okay. Just toss the axe into the air because that's a natural reflex you would have.
Chris and Susie.
Chris, maybe put that sword in your pocket.
Chris, Susie, I knew that you could do it, which is why I hit the entire time.
Dumb.
Are you two okay?
Still
Okay,
breathing,
yeah, error.
so-
Okay, that's why I was like, you said not true. Lancer literally mentions and explains the soul in the battle tutorial. And I was like, I don't remember this. He said, wait, I said Lancer mentions? I meant Ralsei mentions. I also don't recall that, but that makes a lot more sense given that Ralsei kind of has more knowledge than everyone else.
Yeah,
Okay.
you did observe everything.
That's good. I suppose now is a good time to introduce myself.
Jeez, can you take off that hood? I can barely hear you under there.
What do you mean? I sound perfectly audible.
You really
Maybe
could
I
have
shouldn't
emphasized
have,
that.
but I do.
Audio design.
See,
it's important.
that's actually the excuse that they had for why Aaron was well, I guess like Caitlin asked Aaron to take off his, sort of mask so she can see his emotions, but also at the same time he was being super quiet until like that point, so they didn't even get to like say his lines. In this case, yeah, the character's been like loud this entire time, has had no like muffled issues like whatsoever, and if anything, the reason they would not be able to hear Ralsei in the first place is because, you know, they were speaking from two opposite sides of this gigantic arena.
Yeah, so like...
Which would not have been an issue if they would have got closer, but yeah.
Huh? Oh, all right.
Ah, yes, vaporize your entire outfit to take off the hood.
Hello, you two.
Yeah.
I'm Ralsei. It's ever so wonderful to meet you. I'm
Oh,
certain
it's
we're
got
going.
like a heart design on there, possible soul reference.
to
But yeah.
become great
Well, then again, so does Susie. So I don't know.
friends and
You said the way out is east, right?
That was quick.
I said the fountain was east. I didn't say about the way out.
yes, that's where we need to.
Got it. See you at
It's
school,
chat's favorite
Chris.
femboy.
You're ditching me?
Go to Pierce.
Again?
Yeah? It's not like we're friends, freak.
Again, Rev and
Right.
Wendy.
Okay, whatever.
So how about that prophecy?
I
Yeah.
suppose it's just the two of us then.
We can make it if we try.
Chris? I'm a prince.
No one asked.
But
No one asked.
I, currently don't have any subjects.
That's sad, bro. Why are you telling me this?
We don't need to know.
Been
This.
waiting alone here. My whole life for you two to arrive.
Have
I've
you
been
like,
waiting
done
for this
nothing?
moment for such a long time.
So,
Again,
I'm
part of
really
this character's tragedy.
happy to meet you.
Has he at
I
least
hope
gotten an
we can be
education
good
or
friends,
something?
Chris.
No,
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
not
he can
really.
speak, so to some degree.
Like, I mean, if you watch GT Live's
Hi, yo!
playthrough of it, they do
Ralsei!
just kind of keep making fun of how Ralsei just doesn't know anything. Ralsei knows the prophecy and how this world works.
And the art of and the art of communication through linguistic abilities. Yes, and to
Friends?
Mm-hmm. You can be my first. And Susie can be my second.
Yeah, if you can get
As
through to
soon as
her.
we catch up to her.
So it's not just the two of you then. You've lied already to me. Fantastic.
She's probably already made her way to the Great Door in the East.
I don't
It's
know what
that
means.
close by? You mean that in the span of you giving us your backstory, she was able to get there by herself with no problem
About the master of
whatsoever?
this world.
So, how about you lead us there, Chris?
Well, because you okay, I guess it is nearby. I'll just head the same direction.
Me? Lead?
Mm-hmm. You.
Are you sure that's what you want?
Well, logistically, I should probably be leading you, but the thing is, this is based on a game, so you have to use the controls to get us there, so,
I'm sure. Whatever.
And this is before we.
My point
and this is
Ralsei, your backstory was short. So if in this one, if Susie was able to make her way to the East Fountain already, surely that means that there's not that much of a path to get there.
Whatever you say, I'll do. I trust you.
That's gonna end up badly real quick.
Yeah.
Well, I may be a Prince of Dark, but you're a leader, Chris. If this were a video game, you'd be the party leader.
Shut!
Okay.
makes sense within the
Okay.
context of it being an actual game. The meta joke.
Once
hee hee
again,
ha.
we makes sense. If the video's gonna make all the meta jokes for us about the game, what are we even doing here?
We have no place here because they keep
No,
doing
how
their
many
job
games
for
have
us.
but
we made so
Toby
far
made
now?
these jokes.
Uh,
This was a joke
Oh.
in the game,
oh, right.
Oh.
which is
So,
why
okay,
I
so
don't
not
love it
even-
here because it doesn't. This isn't a game anymore.
It
If
just,
this were a video game, well, guess what? It isn't.
Video game?
oh my.
Like Dragon Blazers?
Sure, if you can think of one video game for some reason.
If that helps you adjust, then yes, like Dragon Blazers.
A little bit of Ralsei sass, which I
Okay.
always appreciated.
I thought for a second that Blazers was in the blaze, the clothing out the item Blazers, but it's no, Blazers in flyer.
Then
Which I guess most dragons in fiction would count as dragon blazers. Less so in folklore and mythology, but in fiction depictions, yes.
we go
Or
this
D
way.
and D, funny enough, which we've been playing a
Yeah.
lot of.
That's true, but we haven't got to the second D that much, aside from maybe Orochi a little bit.
By the way, Chris, did you know you have no eyes? No. In this version, they do. We see both eyes in this version. Well, we see one eye in this version. We saw two earlier.
Yeah.
But...
This is your kingdom?
Now I just have a vision of Zane going through this. which honestly wouldn't change that much.
No, it would not change much at
Although I
all.
have no subjects, I'd like
Who would Susie be? Caitlin, I guess.
to think that one day this place will be super lively and filled with all kinds of darkners.
Darkners?
Yeah, dark partners, darkners.
Can you care to explain?
Beings like me that come from the dark world. You and Susie are lightners. You come from the light world.
Huh. Oh, this is inside a school closet. Is that it?
I mean, it wasn't going to be anywhere far off if, again, presumably if Susie can get there that quickly. It
Yeah,
was always
very
gonna be
quickly.
fine.
Which...
Now they play
Which,
empty
you
time
know,
again.
within
Oh,
the
yeah, there was
context of
supposed
the
to be
game,
earlier.
you don't see this. You know,
Yeah,
you
no.
can't, like, turn your head around and all that, but, like, in the context of Minecraft roleplay, how did you walk past that one?
I'll say this at least as far as the competitive music goes. With video game music specifically is designed to be looped and repeated ad nauseum. So, you know, I can get from that perspective why, you know, the same ones would show up all the time.
Oh my!
It's better than combining video game music and suddenly having Take On Me for some
The
reason.
great door is opened! No wonder Lancer was able to get in.
Yeah, more pressingly.
I thought Lancer just fell from the sky, to be honest.
Is that you?
Oh, that's the training dummy I made!
He's my actual
So
first
proud.
friend. His name is Wilson.
I was going to use this to teach you and Susie how to fight, but, I think you already figured that part out.
Kind of.
There was also like several monsters before this, but yeah.
Yeah,
There was this...
Air mentioned
Part that
Dragon
appeared when I
Blaze
was
is
fighting.
important for the story because its story parallels the story of Deltarune itself a lot. True, I would also mention that I'm curious to see how they handle the Lord of the Hammer myth. I'd be interested in seeing if they do anything big with that.
All right.
Well, they're... Okay.
Oh, Chris, that's your soul!
That was my...
Oh, so we're describing the souls.
So we're actually
immediately.
acknowledging the soul. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. That's not a horrifying concept at all. Your soul got ripped out of your body and you can see it in front of you. Also, souls are real.
Soul?
Mm-hmm.
Although maybe
Well, you know, they
maybe
did
within
go into
this
the
world,
closet
they
and fell into some other dimension, so it can't be the craziest thing to have heard.
No.
I do suppose that, you know, that, as you know, they probably learned about souls in school probably because of their human and monster distinction and everything.
It's meant to guide you in this world. Without it, well, you wouldn't be able to do a lot of things. It's your light in the dark, Chris. Anytime you feel a vision is the best, your mind telling you what to do.
Was that meant to be a struggle to get out?
Yeah, I don't
It
know
seemed
what
like the
that line
it seemed like
delivery
the,
was
like-
strange.
Yeah, it seemed like the VA
Ghost
was just like
Video
being like
mentioned.
pulled away from the microphones. Like, have you seen like a vision? It's like in the back of your mind. 'Cause-
So Ghosty mentioned, or
soul.
Ghost Kitty Cat, sorry, mentioned, are we not going to mention why Ralsei made the dummy look like himself? Why would you want people to hit something that looks like you? And the
I'm gonna
reason is
say-
quite simple.
Oh, he has never seen anyone else, so he doesn't have any other frame reference.
That's, I guess, a
Lancer-
take.
Lancer is.
I guess that's a take. I was going to say deep clinical depression.
Ah, it's more of like a, you know, self-defeatism. Yeah, okay.
So... It wasn't even me that did all of that. It was something else.
I mean, did you train to dodge and fight?
No, I didn't.
Well, there you go. Anyways, onward.
But you're just gonna leave me there?
I think the writing style of this is definitely I've called that. It's contagious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Once we pass through this door, our adventure will really begin. A journey foretold exactly by the prophecy, where we're the heroes meant to save the world. Both this one and yours. But Chris, I believe your choices are important too.
You're the first one to say that.
The first one to actually acknowledge that people can make choices in this universe.
Yeah.
Well, the game itself acknowledges that you can't.
As played out as prophecies are, it at least it tracks for this kind of adventure and this kind of theme.
Well, Chris, in the end, how we treat them makes all the difference.
Actually, BB, have you seen Starter Squad?
No.
Another one for the list. It also deals with a theme of not having a choice because it's based on Pokemon, so of course it does.
Let's do our best to be good heroes.
It makes sense, really.
And if we manage that,
yeah,
I believe this tale may have a happy ending.
Can I just go home?
I fear that you may not find the result favorable.
That's a way of putting it.
I do like how he says you will not find the result favorable.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But it was still at our comfort pencil. Yeah, I'm sure there's a few shards remaining that are stuck into my intestines. Yeah.
Ah!
If you get hit, you and your friends will lose HP. All of you together, I guess. If everyone is speaking
really
zero,
hope,
we'll lose the
I
battle.
really hope he doesn't mention HP here in a second.
Oh, they absolutely will. I think they're going to be that much like adapting the game to where they also mention HP.
If this were a video game, you would be dealing with HP. But actually, it's a curse. We've all been cursed to share pain with each other.
Okay, Error pointed out something.
Tentacle break earlier.
Okay, Error, you have mentioned something that has nagged at the back of my mind for so long at this point. This scene is supposed to parallel Flowey's speech at the beginning of Undertale. Here's the thing, Ralsei. Everyone knows this, right? It's an anagram of Azrael, right?
Azrael, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. It's goat character, right? It's clearly supposed to be referencing the brother.
Ghost Kitty also mentioned the horns, by the way, as well, under the hat.
Yes. But here's the thing that really gets at me. It's that despite these superficial things, the character itself doesn't parallel Azrael. The character itself, for some reason, has more parallels with Flowey, which is Azrael's later state. It's really strange how this character functions, because I don't know.
I'm guessing because an anagram of Flowey would be, less would be I don't know, would roll off less easily on the tongue.
The thing is, even their physical form is there, and they mention how Azrael is gone and yada yada, right? There's a big theme about Azrael, and almost no mentions of Flowey, minus one reference, as far as I remember. And yet the character functions as Flowey, right? From the plot beats to even the idea of like the mental illness taking on and becoming more and more intense, and the increasing like mention of choice. And, I can't change anything. And that was a big deal. All of these things were massive deals for Flowey, where Azrael would not have cared.
If that is the case, then it does stand to reason that Ralsei has just reached a later stage of development that Azrael in this world hasn't achieved yet. Maybe this is what that maybe they're going on the same path, but they're not. But they're taking, I guess, fewer steps to get there.
Maybe. I don't know. That has been something that has nagged at me for ages. So the fact that Error mentioned, oh, this is supposed to parallel this one bit, it's like, yeah. And I feel like not enough people mention, yeah, they're a lot more like Flowey than Azrael.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the name is also an anagram of Israel. And you know what Israel's actual name was in the Bible before changing it? Jacob. There you go. It all full circle.
Is that too much to ask?
Just a little bit.
interesting that there were two different choices there. And now Chris gets an actual. All right.
Your prophecy says I'm supposed to be a hero.
No, you don't know the prophecy.
You're an idiot.
I'm not one. You may know my name, but you don't know what I'm really like. Who I am in the real world. If you did, you wouldn't put your trust in me like this.
Already going there?
Not a hero.
Who is Chris talking to?
It doesn't matter whether.
That's a good question, because you would think that he's talking to Ralsei, because like this is just the way that people like that this mod like has everyone's directed their speeches to each other like this, to the camera. But yeah, actually, now you mention it, the direct like eye contact here could be speaking to us or to the soul, or whoever Whisper's representing in this
I want to be
equation.
one or not. No matter what I do, I can't change who I am. But I'll seal that fountain, and I'll go home, because fate says I have to, right? And who am I to defy fate?
That's why I'm not usually a fan of prophecy stories. Also, I like how the music cut out at this particular point.
He was just like,
Yeah.
In the end.
Also, yes, Ralsei mentioned two heroes of light. That's why I thought it'd be like hilarious if it was just like two other people that end up falling before or even after them. It's like, oh, it wasn't you. I see, like they get to the end, just staring at their corpses. Oh, it wasn't you two. Guess I gotta go back to the town now. This is awkward.
Well,
if only he knew.
What you choose is up to you. But I believe in you. And
that's another starter squad line, by the way.
I know with all of my being that you can do this. So just try your best. And don't worry. I'll have your back every step of the way.
I don't know about that one, but okay.
Yeah. Just like how I had your back during that fight where I hid the entire time.
Coward!
Ralsei's the healer.
I mean, he might have been concussed. You know what? I can't complain about that because most of the time I'd end up playing Orchid as from behind a stone wall, and she just goes and like heals people during the battle and rarely attacks. So yeah, you know what? Fair enough.
So Era mentioned the thing with Chris is they're never shown to talk in the game, but based on other characters' reactions, they do sometimes. And that was the thing that I mentioned earlier. While in the game they are clearly mute, the take that it's always seemed what it seems like it's always trying to present is that they used to be more talkative. It was after all of these other events in their life happened that eventually they just snapped and just stopped.
Yeah, which is obviously this isn't helping this case, but yeah. Like I said, as well, the Ralsei been arrested for murder. Well, you see, speaking of anagrams, Asriel Dreamer is also an anagram of serial murderer. So,
Oh my god.
Also, no, that's not true. Undyne's a cop. Not that we see it in this adaptation, but in Chapter 1, before any of this, we actually do get to scan over the city. Undyne's a cop.
Yeah. She's in the equivalent of Royal Guard, I guess. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, in contrast to the character in Undertale. Yeah, in contrast to a literal mute person. Yeah, okay. When you put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, Frisky does the app a little bit.
Mm-hmm. In contrast to broccoli, pretzels are delicious.
Okay. I can handle it.
Chris could in fact not handle it. The end. I'm concerned about who closed the doors.
They closed on their own.
Ralsei, at this point, is the only one that knows magic, so presumably.
I think this is meant to be like the intro. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they did this in Freak Show as well, where they got the intro at the end of the first episode.
Which,
Ooh,
you know
I
what?
forgot
I
about
actually
Jebble.
see that.
I saw Jebble there for a second. I'm excited to see how they do
Interesting.
Jebble. I hadn't even thought about Jebble. Whoa, was that Queen for a second there? That's horrifying.
I think that
Might have been.
Jesus.
Why did Queen?
Here's the actual font. Also, it's already February.
And it's here. You know, it was coming February. It is now here. It's now.
I
yeah,
never forgot to remove that text from the trailer.
Yes, I think that's
definitely
exactly
think
what
that's
happened.
I think they fixed it in episode 2.
I'd hope.
Unless
It'd be really
this was
funny
the
if-
trailer. I'm kidding.
It'd be really funny if in episode 2 they just forget to remove that.
No, the actual series is just like that. It's just called Deltarune coming February.
Well, I think there's
They
probably
revealed
credits
the
left, right?
actual release date for the next game, for the next chapter of the game.
I mean, it's probably going to come out later this year. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, we know it will. Toby has already said 2026. We just don't know when.
Probably soon though, because of the Japanese transitions. I think the last thing they're working on right now, from what I've heard.
Honestly, he could have said 2020X, and then we'd just be like, well, I don't know, it fits.
That would have been funny. People would have been upset,
Yeah.
but that would have been funny.
All right, that's the end of the video.
Entering the scary door, please be sure to hug your comfort sword, and also to quick save the game. You know. Find a
Previously,
checkpoint
your
somewhere.
comfort pencil.
Mhm. All right. Chris is filled with determination and wood chippings. Anyway, so for this episode, yeah, we've definitely already said that, on a visual level, this is like the only this is like the only like production group like Rexiipher in general that we've said as far we've probably given as much visual kudos as Catface Studios. I keep saying that they're the master of visuals, but in terms of in terms of like where the community evolved without them, I'm trying to think as well. Ovek is the other example of someone's like has gone like a different direction as far as like mostly Ovek's in terms of like movements and other refined details. But yeah, in this one, in this one, yeah, like I the set building particularly and like the shot composition and everything, like this feels even with like the first person perspective, which most of the time has been abandoned in modern contexts. Again, the same thing I say about Freak Show. They've definitely got the balance there. They take advantage of the new blocks that couldn't have been done beforehand. So it's like, yes, this is what you've grown to know. This will give you a bit of a nostalgic feel, but also we're not shying away from what we can do now in a modern context. Is what normally said is normally the extent of what I tend to say about the visuals. But of course, there's the other avenue this time, which is the adaptation of the actual game parts. Yeah. And yeah, like I said, it's been a long time since I played Deltarune Chapter 1.
So far, this is a very faithful adaptation, aside from Chris speaking, which is a definite change that I'm not so sure about.
I think as far as an adaptation goes, it's fantastic. I also think that's part of the detriment to it as a series. I don't know.
There's
I feel like
nothing
they could...
new to it.
Well, it's not
in
just
this
that.
case.
Like it's that they have adapted it in a way that is faithful enough that there's tiny details that really only make sense within the game context.
Yeah,
Like,
I feel like
it's just fun.
There could have been like more of a way to like have it open for people who don't know the game, because some things in here are not going to make any sense to newcomers without at least like
They literally
some
skipped
knowledge of
over
the
the
game.
prophecy. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's you could have at least like, I get that like the Lancer thing happened, but like you could have after that battle at least explained it. But I don't know. I guess retention.
It would have been really funny if like Lancer runs away. There's like a pause, and Ralsei just goes, "So, anyways, the prophecy." But yeah,
kind of
this I guess that goes.
honestly.
Yeah, but this I guess goes back into the issue surrounding like video game adaptations in movies that has, that plagued the industry for, basically like 30 years or
and
something.
They still plague it.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Not to the same extent.
Yes, I think partly because they're also choosing either to adapt like different parts of different franchises or different parts of a singular franchise and not directly making a comparison, or they take a particular game like for example Minecraft, where the whole point is it can go in multiple different directions and all 5 main character how people play Minecraft in different ways. So they so they at least have a bit more freedom in terms of what they can do because they've given themselves a setup that allows for that freedom.
They had freedom in the sense of the story. I will note that with what Jacob is saying and with what William is saying, there's still bad adaptations for games. There's significantly better ones now. I will say, however, I think the real reason why some of the ones that are doing a lot better is because of the people they're hiring on. I think it's just that they're hiring more people that know the stuff, or people that
care,
or people that have a good strategy, for instance, right? Like the FNAF movies, a lot of people, you get mixed feelings on it, but they've adopted a strategy that deliberately goes all in on fan service specifically, and it's done quite well. It's seen as a love letter to the fandom, and it works that way, regardless of how good of a film it is. For Minecraft, however, it could do anything for the story, but because it can do anything for the story, the reason for that is because of its sandbox nature, as Jacob said, but because of that, what that meant, that what they should have done is focus on the art style, and that immediately set it aflame.
Well, the trailers alone were the thing people like memed. The pink sheep specifically was, they probably got like ashamed to indulge
of the style
in
they chose.
Yeah. I wish that I wish they'd like they like hired a bunch of like Minecraft animators to use like the style that we've been seeing for years in general. Imagine Elements Animation or Slamacal being in charge of that. Yeah.
And there's super talented like animators out there that they could have hired anywhere on YouTube. They could have drawn out of a
call with one right now,
and any one of them could have been right. I mean, they could have drawn out of a hat and gotten someone that could really do a great job.
As long as it wasn't Minecraft Jams, as long as it isn't them.
Fair enough. But yeah, the main thing is that that was the issue. I was more referring to like back in the day where they hadn't figured out like how stories that were designed for like a particular medium could be translated, and most of the time, and they were not as concerned with the story itself or like the recognizability of the name for brand purposes, depending on which adaptation we're talking about here. But I mean, the original.
What do you mean? I watched I watch the original Mario Bros. Movie every time I go through the Mario series.
Yeah, I was about to say
it's
that's
a requirement, really.
There's like because there's technically like an '86 movie from Japan that was like was an animated one. I was gonna say the live action Mario Brothers movie particularly is a outstanding offender, but by no means the exception. It's just that's what people think about all the time. It's like, yeah, this didn't quite pan out the way you would like of anything. I mean, I guess
I don't think they were expecting
Mario
it to
in
go
general
well.
Mario in general is, I guess, fairly light on story. Main character undergoes obstacles and rescues princess. And in the newer Mario Brothers movie, they actually did incorporate the other details and elements that could sustain that type of story, and made it Luigi instead because subversion.
Yeah.
So
again, it comes down to like they're hiring people that just aren't fit for the job. Like again, because there wasn't that much story at the time.
Yeah. So I guess in this instance, like they do that. Obviously, Rexiipher like knows the story Deltarune quite well and the details of Deltarune enough to use the soundtrack to point and also to point out other things that will happen later, or to include further foreshadowing, or I guess to highlight things that could have been foreshadowing that weren't properly emphasized to begin with, because we weren't supposed to know yet. So as far as like, knowledge of the source material goes, perfect. As far as like, adapting it in a way that works for a movie, which is the other thing that movies didn't figure out for quite some time, that's where things start to fall apart. And also it has the disadvantage of existing within the same platform or like the same like space as you would find the original source material, that being the internet. Because when you have an internet-based adaptation of an internet-based thing you can already find, there's no reason people would not want to seek out the actual original thing, especially if they've found it already. There's no need for them to see it in this way unless there's like some sort of spin on it. And, again, aside from, Chris speaking and sounding more like Rev, there's not much of a spin from that perspective. That being said, the thing I noticed I was gonna have a comparison earlier. It's about like the Chris speaking part, and like I said before, the way that I was concerned that it was going to be just a carbon copy of Rev, or it could have been a carbon copy of Rev. For the record, it wasn't. It felt more like a thing that you two probably haven't watched, but Sword Art Online Abridged versus My Hero Academia Abridged, both by Something Wit Entertainment. In both cases, the main character is voiced by Izzy, aka Yamato SFX. Kirito, particularly, like Abridged Kirito, especially, is like a very particular type of character. The angry gamers of old, from the 2013 era of just anything. With exuding confidence and just like cutting down everyone with like insults and snark left, right, and center. Forget everything about like regular Kirito, which I guess is mostly nothing. So forget nothing, I suppose. Then yeah, that's what you kind of get. So it was definitely a stark contrast. To hear like again Yamato's effects in the role of Midoriya, because already Midoriya is actually just much more defined anyway, but that could have been a risk that but the thing is, I think the second that you actually like get through like the first part of the sense, like when he's narrating about like the first person to show like a quirk or something, and then like the world plunging into an era of war and chaos, which is, their adaptation. And then it's like, then he shows us the dark times, and then after it's like, but don't worry about that. The point is, everything worked out, and everyone's just kind of a superhero right now. And there's this guy. I mean, that's not me. It's not George just like him, but and then like it's stumbling all the time, and it actually goes into like a really like panicked, very just directly not Kirito-esque character from the same person. So the concern was immediately wavered of being like, okay, it's the same person. Past that one line there, I immediately know we're in for something entirely different. I just don't get that sense with Chris versus Rev, partly because again, there's that distinction. I suppose with Chris being nonverbal, it'd be very difficult to point that out through a performance of any description, and also be, I guess, I don't know, you probably could do this kind of thing, like a nonverbal protagonist, like in first-person perspective. You know what? That's on my list now to try out for ideas.
That's what multiple people do in the real world, believe it or not.
Okay.
It's a first person's perspective of being mute. And they have to go through the whole game.
Okay,
like
fine. So yeah, I was referring specifically like in like the sense of like a show. But yes, okay. If you did have a first person, mute person going on with a camera filming themselves or a GoPro or something, yes, that would be exactly what it would look like. Not a super common thing that I've seen on a regular basis, but especially in fiction. But that's or in real life. What am I saying? I've seen it in general. Yeah, no, we have a bunch of mute people with GoPros going around like the neighborhood. No, yeah. So yeah. I guess that's something you could try and do, but yeah, I don't know. It definitely feels like to some extent Rexiipher's like fall on like that old tactic of like, okay, people really love Rev, and there's a lot to love about Rev specifically, but as we pointed out here, Rev and Chris are very different people, and being played by the same person. You need to be able to distinguish between them. And not only were the dynamics similar because of the dialogue that was given to Chris, but just the character themselves became that. So that's probably also, from someone who's seen the other show, that does work to his disadvantage. It could have been a lot worse, but it could have been a lot better. Again, I have to probably send both of you Freak Show at some point because, you know, it's
I haven't watched
the first 3 episodes. Yeah.
I overall like
Just chosen. You know what? Actually, there is a Minecraft series of Undertale that also uses, you know, built up sets and everything. That is done by that was done by Newscape Pro, who literally has a camera for a face. So actually, that kind of idea, you know, same principle, except for I'm pretty sure I think his name was Corey.
Are you sure you weren't
Corey was
thinking of
not trying to
Skibidi
be
Toilet?
Frisk. No, Skibidi Toilet's face is much more defined than a camera.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, but as far but yeah, like that's I guess like Corey was not trying to be Frisk in that case. That's another thing where again, if this had happened to be a different main character, maybe it would have been too similar to Rev again. I don't know. Similar possible issue. All right. Oh well.
We've gone on a long conversation. I think I want to get my opinions of this out of the way now because yeah,
go ahead.
I honestly think for as many things are definitely going against this adaptation wise, I actually enjoyed this quite a lot. Like, as of course there is its problems, and especially with adapting such a game as Deltarune with a silent protagonist. I think for the most part they did the best they could. Like skipping the prophecy aside, like that was dumb. Like, I think you should have at least let that happen.
That was a weird one. I think maybe the reason they did it was because of Jacob's point of like, oh, everyone who's seeing this has already seen the thing. But then by that logic, why is it an adaptation in the first place?
Yeah, that's another thing. It's like, I think the main issue I have with this is it doesn't open itself up as well as it could to general audiences. And like, I think the very beginning made that clear. Like, it was not going to be directly for everyone, for all audiences. Like, it was absolutely like more for the fans, which is fine, but like, it could have been more open to some newer audiences too. But overall, other than that, like, I think so far, I'm curious to see where it goes. I have interest in this project.
I mean, I feel like to a large extent, you probably know where it goes, but yes.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe they'll take some more turns and twists we don't expect.
Yeah, but say I'm hoping I don't know where it goes.
Hey, it could be like it could be like the TV show adaptations we've been seeing so far of like other things like Percy Jackson, for example, where the first couple episodes of every new season are extremely book loyal, then they just like kind of go off the rails for a bit and then like backtrack a little bit. You know, it's like and people saying like, "Oh, it's super loyal or something," and then immediately like then episode 3 comes along and it's like, "Wait, what?"
Like, what does this have anything to do with the source material?
Yeah, we could get that to some point. If there are 5 chapters out right now of Deltarune in general, we probably can get like 5 videos of this style, I suppose, at some point.
Well, this is going more, but I think that's gonna be like, I'm not sure, like with how they're doing it so far. I think chapter 1 is gonna be like this, like 2 or 3 episodes. I'm not sure how they would adapt it fully with where we're at right now with 4 chapters fully out.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess if you were to say that we have the same length and you have kind of the same pacing, you could technically calculate it, but who wants to do that? Am I right?
Yeah. So, well, I mean, given how involved Rexiipher's fan base is, someone probably could do that already.
Maybe.
Yeah. Also, by the way, just future reference. Yeah, I put messages on. I clicked them manually myself in StreamYard, so not everything will appear. I'm reading chat as things go along, but I only respond to things if they're either questions that aren't like too deraily or, you know, they can be something.
Yeah, that is just us like
video,
manually acknowledging you. Yeah.
Yeah. This was played by Shovel. You know what? Yeah, I will put that one on the list because that's one thing that I meant to watch when it was coming out and I just never got around to it. So yeah, we'll do that one as well at some point. But yeah, next time that we come out to Minecraft review will probably be, again, more Freak Show, because I'm trying to catch up. And Rexiipher's making it difficult for me to catch up by uploading other stuff today, specifically. But, you know, that's fine. We'll get to it when we get to it. But for now, I guess we'll see. We'll get back to, you know, the original stuff eventually. As for the current time, yeah, so please leave a like or dislike, because your opinion matters. Thanks everyone for watching. Subscribe if you've not done so already. And on that note, until next time, farewell.